Nice to see the scoreboard is kind of working.
Yeah, a little bit. It'll help.
I'm not. As long as the officials keep time on the field, we can keep the rest.
For those who are arriving early tonight, our concession stand is located next to the press box and directly behind the bleachers. Cuba City Sports Boosters would appreciate you visiting the stand and experiencing a great list of concessions they have available. Lots of menu items on there. And again, as I said, the Cuba City Sports Boosters are sponsoring our contestants this football season. Also like to announce that unfortunately our scoreboard is having issues. We will do our best to inform you if information comes up from the field tonight as best we can, so I hope everyone can be patient with us. And as I said, we will try and relay information as much as we can through that. But our scoreboard will be having issues tonight, and half of it is working, the other half is not, so we'll be relying on information that was brought up to us here in the press box. Thank you for your understanding. Also, the restrooms are located inside the high school. If you go past the concession stand and go to the north, the restrooms are located just inside the high school there. Also, as you probably are aware when you came in, we have a lot of construction projects going on here at Cuba City High School, and there are some restricted areas. We ask you to be patient and careful. And it's a very exciting building project, and it's one of the things that we have to endure while that is being done. Also, any students should not be on the practice field between the schools. Please stay on the bleacher side of the track. Thank you.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
High School Sports Presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Faust Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Vitech Incorporated, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Claire Bank, Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
Good evening and welcome to Cuba City High School. Rob Spangler along with Wally Troughton bringing you a season opening broadcast of high school football. Grant Regional Health Center, People's State Bank coverage. Cuba City hosting Potosi-Cassville. We're presented tonight by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And you are listening to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersections of highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
And don't forget the cheese.
Don't forget it, Wally.
I don't.
We didn't forget the pork chop sandwiches from the world-famous concession stand here at Cuba City High School.
And to me, I have yet to find a concession stand at anywhere I've done a game to knock this one off their pedestal.
Absolutely. The best. And, of course, we want to thank all of our sponsors here. We're coming to you live from our brand-new Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House broadcast booth, Wally. Ayers Furniture, downtown Ridgeway, for free delivery on their heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture and ayersfurniture.com.
You know, Ayers Furniture gave us a real nice seat here today again, and I'm going to compliment on that. Last night I had a great one. They gave me a recliner up in Highland.
Nice, nice. Our colors of the game, those are brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. For the Potosi-Cassville squad, all white pants and jerseys, very clean look with the maroon numbers and lettering. They also do have some green striping down the pant legs and, of course, the PC on the helmet for Potosi-Cassville on those beautiful gold buckets that they wear. And now for the home Cuba City Cubans, their colors all black. Black pants, black jerseys, black helmets. Just one logo for Cuba City. It's on the right side of their helmet and kind of a la the Pittsburgh Steelers look almost.
Plus they have the gold stripe down the middle.
Yes, they do. And no stripes on the pants. They do have stripes on the jersey, shoulder sleeves, and white numbers and lettering on the jerseys. So those are the colors of the game. We'll bring you the People's State Bank coin toss. Of course, our Fuller's starting lineups coming up in just a bit. But first, we're going to visit with the head coaches of these two very successful programs. Coach Mark Seagar of Potosi-Cassville and, of course, Guy Kopp for the Cuba City Cubans. We'll join Coach Seagar next on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Week 1, kick it off tonight here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's Potosi-Cassville at Cuba City. More after this.
Pregame 1.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Hey, welcome back to the pregame show here on Super Hits 106 and also streaming live on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Rob Spengler joined by the head coach of the visiting Potosi-Cassville squad, Mark Seagar. And first of all, Coach, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Rob. I'm thankful that you were able to cover the game today.
Absolutely. And a heck of a game to kick off the season. In fact, of course, it's a rematch of a year ago, right? You guys had a historic season for Potosi-Cassville, going all the way to the state championship game. A thrilling year. I know it didn't end how you wanted it to, but wow, what a season! And we were just talking off the air. How many seniors did you graduate, Coach?
Oh, we graduated 14 from last year's squad, and that was a dream. There's no doubt about it. The kids are hungry. It was a great off season. I couldn't be happier as far as where we're at right now. So.
Absolutely. And, to start the year, even though it's a non-conference game against an opponent like Cuba City, I mean, this is, even for the young guys on the team that are stepping up into new roles, for instance, I mean, you're going right into the fire, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I mean, we want to be tested. There's reasons why go deep into the playoffs, and it's not because they play a bunch of cupcakes. They have to be. I think their non-conference schedule needs to be strong, and their conference needs to be strong. And if those things aren't happening, then they get into a late, level game, and it's like, well, what's this? So we really want to, we really want to play some really good people, and Cuba City's a great team, well coached, and so it's going to be a heck of a matchup.
Coach Mark Seagar of Potosi-Cassville joining us on our pregame show here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We'll have kickoff coming up in just a few minutes. We were talking about last year's team, but it's obviously time to turn the page, Coach. And even though you have a relatively young team, I would say a junior-dominated team when you look at it on paper, I would assume expectations aren't going to be any lower. Like the bar at Potosi-Cassville is high, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and we're lucky. We're very blessed to have that bar that high. We always talk about being, pressure is privilege. So we are very privileged to be in this position right now, where we have a huge target on our back, and we don't sneak up on anybody anymore. And it's something that we take a lot of pride in. So these kids are up to the challenge, and like I said, the off season has went really, really well. Our 3 weeks leading up to tonight's game have been outstanding. The kids have been super engaged, and we're doing some really good things, and it'll be exciting to see where we're at.
Absolutely. You've got a junior quarterback in Aaron Edge leading the way for your squad. Of course, a returning running back, also a junior in Rivers Sarr, who had a phenomenal year last year. And again, there's some new names in there as well. Talk about your offense and how some of the veterans, so to speak, and the young guys are looking kind of coming together.
Well, that's the cool thing about what we've got going here. Some of these kids, even last year's seniors at this time, they were a lot of people that nobody knew about. They just were waiting in the wings and waiting for that senior year to happen. And it's really no different than any year. I think there's a lot of kids that are going to, really shine, and there'll be people that people go, wow, where'd this guy come from? Well, he's been working, behind a lot of good guys, and he's been battle tested, even though he hasn't seen a ton of prime time. He has been, pushing the guys in front of him in practice, and he's been working in the wings the whole time, and so it's a pretty cool deal what we have going on. So offensively, we have some things that we have to, every year it's like that, though. Every year we have to find guys to take on roles that it may be different and than they had in the past, but these guys are up to it. So our offense hopefully will be something that is explosive and runs well, and hopefully we can limit mistakes. And our mesh points are down for a week one. That has to be something that we have to make sure that it happens. And plus, a lot of things. I talk to the guys about this all the time. A lot of things can be made up by just with a ton of effort. So if you're out there giving 100% plus, then a lot of the little that may happen during the first few weeks won't get amplified. Our effort is so high. So We preach that all the time. Our effort levels, something that teams have a hard time matching, and hopefully we can bring that energy.
We're joined on the phone by Mark Seagar, head coach for Potosi-Cassville. We talked about the bar and the standard at Potosi-Cassville, very high. When it comes to the conference overall, give us your quick thoughts on what this the Six Rivers West Conference is going to look like this year.
It's one of the toughest, if not the toughest, 2 or D7 conferences in the state. We have to run through just a gauntlet of, really, really tough opponents. And again, it gets ready for the playoffs. That's what kind of it does every year. As you can just see it's a state, semifinal and state final up. There is Six Rivers teams littered in that for the last 20 years. We always will see a Six Rivers team somewhere. But this year is no different. The last year I thought it had a lot of young kids that were on the bottom half of the conference in terms of those teams, and the upper level they seem to be there every year, and they just kind of reload. So it's going to be as tough as ever. That's for sure.
No doubt. Let's talk specifically about tonight's opponent, Cuba City. They graduated an incredible 27 seniors. Holy cow. That being said, I think, similar to your program, they have a pretty high standard, right? So this is a team you're not going to take lightly tonight.
No, absolutely not. Coach Kopp with me, just a ton of kids out. They love playing football for them, and they're gonna be ready. Opened up guys the last couple of years, and I'm sure that we're not going to sneak up on them again. And there's a huge target on our back. Those guys are super athletic on the perimeter, and they obviously have some holes that they have to fill, just like we have, and we'll get some answers to some of the questions tonight. So. But no, they're an awesome opponent, well coached, and it should be a great game.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Kickoff right around the corner. One more question for Coach Seagar, and that would be what do you feel like your team has to do to get the win here tonight?
Well, it's never anything that's, mind-blowing. It's always those same old things, ball control, limit turnovers, limit big plays, and then have a couple big plays on our end, and then get any kind of those penalties where the ball's not moving, where it's just unnecessary, so those pre-snap penalties, those kind of dumb ones that seem to show up in the early season. Hopefully you can limit that kind of stuff. But it's just all the boring stuff, all the cliche boring things that you always hear every coach say. We just got to make sure that, we're doing those things. So that's the magic formula, I guess.
Consistency, right? Consistency.
Yep.
All right. Coach Seagar, hey, appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight and all season.
Yeah, thanks a lot again for the coverage tonight, Rob.
You bet. Mark Seagar with Potosi-Cassville, and that'll wrap it up for our pregame show. More, including the opening kick, coming up next here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Welcome back to the Raleigh pregame show here on Super Hits 106 and also streaming on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Rob Spangler joined by the head coach of the host Cuba City Cubans, Guy Kopp. And Guy, thank you for taking time to chat with us today.
Well, I tell you what, favorite time of the year, besides Christmas, football season. Let's go. Friday Night Lights.
Absolutely. It is kind of like Christmas, especially this year for the Cuba City Cubans, because you really don't know what's under the tree. Well, I guess you do because you've been coaching these guys in practices. But basically, for all intents and purposes, this is a brand new team for Cuba City this year, isn't it, Coach?
Absolutely. That's why you play the lower levels and you go to those games, because the future is always bright when you can see you have success at the JV level and you're running a freshman program. And eventually those kids are going to get their turn. Well, guess what? This year is their turn. We got some sophomores, some juniors, and some seniors playing. Last year it was all seniors. So it's exciting. Practice has been exciting. Coaches have been very energetic. Kids have been energetic. So we are very excited to see what we can do tonight.
The number that sticks out, Coach, and you mentioned this before we went on the air, is 27. That is how many seniors you graduated last year. And virtually all of the starters from the beginning of the season anyway, minus maybe one player, Ethan Griffin, are gone. And what they accomplished last year, incredible. Obviously, you guys win the conference 7-0 in SWAL play, which is quite a feat. Defeating Darlington, of course, we all remember that game. That was just what a game. You go 9-2. You make it to the second round of the playoffs. Ultimately, you lose a heartbreaker to Lancaster in the playoffs. But even though this is a new team and a lot of new faces, are there lessons learned, even maybe tradition carried over from last year to this year, Coach?
Well, when you got that type of leadership, it sets the bar high. And these kids were underneath those guys since they were sophomores, these seniors this year, because they always had a big, huge impact for Cuba City football. So they set the bar. These seniors, I'll tell you what, we might not be very big, but they're big-chested. They believe in themselves. They play a lot bigger than what their weight and height are on the roster. We saw that when we went to a Winona camp. We saw that in our scrimmage. We're always a little bit undersized, but, boy, our motors never quit. So as far as tradition, we don't have the very big guys like other teams we play. We don't have those offensive linemen that are 6'8", 270 and all that. You know what I'm getting at. But right now, to play high school football, you got to have that mindset. You got to have that big chest, and you got to believe in yourself and believe in your teammates. And that's what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks in practice. And they're playing as a team. And sometimes as a coach, you can coach X's and O's, but if you don't get that team chemistry, which is developed by the players, that's a huge goal that these seniors wanted. Hey, we're a team. We're going to be united as one, and we're going to show that on Friday nights. So I love seeing that.
Boy, I'm really glad you touched on that. Coach Guy Kopp, head coach for Cuba City. And the reason I'm glad you touched on that is because, that was leading into my next question, which is, it is the ultimate team game, football. One of the players from last year that, obviously was a huge leader, Tyson Richard, was your senior quarterback from a year ago. Now you turn over the reins to number 10, standing up behind center, Hudson. And what can you tell us about Hudson and him stepping in to take over, that quarterback role?
Well, sometimes it's the old cliche, Coach Pettigrew, love that man, and he'd always say, best player I ever coached. He's the best guard every year. Well, Hudson's coming in. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen. He's got a strong arm. He's a leader. He's going to be the best, but that's what you want. Hudson learned from Tyson. Tyson learned from Bo. Bo learned from Clendenin. So it's a great thing. Hudson is not coming in with his ears wet. He played last year in the playoff game against Lancaster. Did an awesome job. Coming off a broken collarbone onto JV, Tyson hurt his, I don't even know what shoulder injury it was, very crucial injury against Mineral Point. But I'll tell you, Hudson was ready to go, came in and did his job, and I'll tell you, he's never forgot what he had to do and comes into practice as a junior, and he's leading the troops on offense. And, you just got to let the young man play his game. He reads the field well. He finds the open receivers. He checks down. He knows when to run it, knows how to throw the ball. I just said the other day when he threw a pass, I said, like him or hate him. I said, damn, he looks just like Aaron Rodgers there. And it used to be Brett Favre when I started, but you always get excited about your quarterback when they're pretty good. And he's pretty good, but he's got good guys around him. He's got Briggs Rundy. He's got Carter Rundy. He's got Griffin. He's got Collins. He's got a good set of receivers. And then when you got the bull in the backfield with Rowe, you can't forget we can run the ball too.
Yeah.
So, we're high on our chemistry right there on offense.
Coach Guy Kopp again joining us on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Let's pivot towards tonight's opponent, Potosi-Cassville. Boy, their pedigree, we know about it, right? They made it all the way to the state championship game last year. You guys only lost one regular season game last season. It was to Potosi-Cassville right at the beginning of last year. So just like your team, though, a lot of changeover at Potosi-Cassville, but you know they're going to be good, don't you?
Oh, Mark Seagar, probably one of the best coaches in the state. Gets his players ready with the wing tee. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball, though, because they don't scrimmage. So we have no film on them. So we don't really know what they have. You look at their roster, they're huge. They're huge up front. You look at what they have coming back at their possible quarterback and running backs. You just got to go back. Hey, they run the wing tee. They don't get out of their defensive formation that they ran for years. And, we just got to do our job, do our assignments. But we know one thing, they're going to be well coached. They're going to be physical, and they don't quit. So we got to be prepared to take that on. And, in the first game, as well as I do, Rob, it's a team that makes the less amount of mistakes in the 4 quarters usually prevail with a win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that leads into my final question, Coach Guy Kopp joining us. What do you think will be maybe the determinant factor in who comes out with the W here in week 1?
Who can stop who? What defense can stop what offense? I mean, last year it was the same way. Potosi was allowed to stop us once, and we stopped ourselves once, and we never stopped them. So we got to get the ball out of their hands and put the ball in our offense's hands, and that's one of our goals. So that's what's going to win the ball game tonight.
Outstanding. Coach Guy Kopp with the Cuba City Cubans joining us just before kickoff in week 1 of Friday Night Lights high school football. Coach, thank you so much for your time. We sure appreciate it.
Appreciate high school football. I love it. It's the best thing that's around. It's too bad it can't be a longer season.
I hear you on that one. All right, that's Guy Kopp. We'll have kickoff right around the corner here on Super Hits 106 and streaming on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
Open route. Number 11.
Welcome back to Cuba City High School. Thank you to both coaches for taking time on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Rob Spangler, Wally Trouton. Week 1 getting set to kick off. Cuba City versus Potosi-Cassville, 2 conference champions. 1 team rated already at the beginning of the season. Potosi-Cassville coming in ranked 4th according to the Bound rankings, which is the new state rankings. And we should have a heck of a ball game tonight, Wally.
When it comes to rankings, I always look at it and say rankings are for those people that don't know much about football. Because rankings don't mean anything, really, to me. It's the idea of who goes out in the field and proves who you are. That's really it. Last year, I was fortunate enough to be at that game in Potosi. Without a doubt, it was the best high school football game I saw all year. Not even close. And you saw 2 teams who were very good, really battle it out. And it was Potosi got in charge of the game right away early, and they held on. And that's really the whole deal. And that's what Coach Kopp alluded to with that kind of a thing. The other thing he alluded to is, talked about, was the idea of loss of seniors and all of that. Cuba City had a lot of kids that got a lot of time that were underclassmen.
Yes.
So I don't care if you had a bunch of guys graduate, you got guys with experience coming back. The advantage Potosi-Cassville has, they got a lot of guys coming back that played a lot too.
Yes.
But they're a lot bigger than you are. And I have to say, I'm just going to give you an example. Carter Bierman, a defensive tackle, offensive tackle, 6'7", 270 pounds. And is he slow? No. He can move. He is a college prospect.
Yeah.
This is what you see in this Potosi team. And then we saw River Sar last year. Holy cow. doubt.
Yeah.
This kid's got it. But again, you come back over here and you take a look. We've got Bradley Rowe. Bradley Rowe is a very fine football player. I don't care what position he's lined up in. I really don't. Because he's going to be good wherever they put him. And in this particular case, they do have him at running back. But he's also a defensive tackle. That tells you about his heart. And the other guy that moved from the backfield to a wideout, that is another good one, is Ethan Griffin. And he proved himself last year. So, hey, they both got players. They're going to be fine. And I don't give a darn what anyone says about graduation. They got experience.
No doubt about it. Well, we are just about set for the opening kick. Before we get to that, our coin toss was sponsored by People's State Bank, and Cuba City won the coin toss, Wally. They have deferred to the second half, so they will kick off from right to left as we see it. The starting lineups brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center are coming up next. See their complete hygiene line, options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster Richland Center and at fullersmilkercenter.com.
One of the things, just so that all the listeners and all the watching on the YouTube channel, we could have some interesting things. We're going to do the best we can. Scoreboard is causing problems.
Yes.
And we'll let you know as best we can what the times are. They will keep an official clock on the field and still are running the scoreboard clock. If it maintains where it's supposed to, good. If it doesn't, well, we still have it official. And don't worry about the score or down and distance. We'll keep track of that even if the scoreboard doesn't like it.
No doubt. Back deep to receive for Potosi-Cassville, number 11, Hunter White. He's flanked to his right by number 7, River Saar, and to his left by number 44, Alex Frederick. And kicking off for the Cuba City Cubans will be big number 73, Landon Bush, who's got quite a leg.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have kickoff here in just moments, and then we'll bring you the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. But, yeah, we are just about set for week 1 action. Cuba City hosting Potosi-Cassville.
I chuckle about the idea. We got a Frederick again out there on the Potosi team. Have we always had Fredericks from Potosi?
Sure seems like it.
It sure seems like it, and good for them.
All right, ball is on the tee. Clock is set, 12 minutes on that clock. And here comes the whistle, and Bush is set with the kickoff. And this one going to be fielded by White. He'll pick it up at the 7-yard line. Gets up to the 10 to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's got it head of steam across midfield. To the house, Wally. From the 7. I'm all choked up because that is a 93-yard kickoff return by Hunter White.
In case you're wondering if Potosi has any speed in their backfield, it's there. And you just saw it.
And that is a Northland Buildings touchdown, Wally, on the opening kickoff. 6-0, Potosi-Cassville on top. I apologize for the coughing. A coughing fit on the opening kickoff. Not ideal, Wally, but that was ideal if you're Potosi-Cassville.
Well, you got choked up.
I did get choked up. All right, on to kick the extra point for Potosi-Cassville. It is Aaron Edge. His holder, number 9, Logan Roush. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0. Potosi-Cassville strikes just seconds into tonight's game, and we'll be back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Make this the summer event at Turpin Motors, going on now. Up to 12% off retail on select new vehicles. If we don't have the vehicle you're looking for, we'll deal or trade for it. Financing as low as 0% with approved credit. No payments for 90 days. All qualified new vehicles come with a lifetime powertrain warranty with the Turpin Advantage. Stop by and check out these great deals on new vehicles with no payments until November. See dealer for details. Make this the summer event is going on now at Turpin Dodge Ram and Jeep, JFK and Dodge Street in Dubuque.
As your American Family Insurance agent in Lancaster, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Bradley Greer, agent at Bradley Greer Agency, LLC. Call me at 608-723-2990 and let's talk about your insurance needs today. Contact Bradley Greer, agent at Bradley Greer Agency, LLC at 608-723-2990 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
Pregame 2.
Rob Spangler, Wally Trouton live from Cuba City tonight here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 7-0, just seconds in to the ball game. A 93-yard kickoff return by Hunter White of Potosi-Cassville has Potosi-Cassville out to a very early lead. We didn't even get a chance to give you the starting lineup, so we'll give Cuba City starting offense since they're going to be out there next. Back deep to receive for Cuba City, it is number 7. That's Chase Breitfelder. Also Ethan Griffin, he's to his left. And to his right, it's Trevor Venata. And to kick off, it is Edge. Aaron Edge boots it away for Potosi-Cassville. It's short. This is going to be fielded by Venata back at the 15. He's up to the 20, 25, cuts back, shakes a tackle. He's across the 30 and still on his feet, tackled near the 35. Gets up to about the, well, we're going to say 33-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Cuba City. Nice return, not 93 yards to the house, but still a nice return, Wally.
But also one of the things that was good to see from the Cubans is the fact there were some nice blocks that were given on that return. Really a nice one that was back on about the 27-yard line that almost got him a chance to get away.
By the way, that extra point a moment ago brought to you by Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. All right, working out of the shotgun here, Hudson Kieler, the junior quarterback. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Quick fake to the right. Now he rolls left, throws deep downfield, has a man. It's Venata, but boy, he overthrew him just a touch, Wally. Venata had beat the coverage. If that throw was on target, that would have been a huge gainer.
Well, one of the things, he turned the wrong way.
Yes.
Had he turned the other way, it would have been almost right in his hands. But you know what? As a kid, you're
good
looking
play
back
call,
there,
though.
Oh, I like what they were doing.
Yeah, good play call. Incomplete pass, though. 2nd and 10 now for the Cubans. 7-0. Potosi-Cassville on top. We're early in the first quarter. Working out of the gun again, it's Kieler. Here's a handoff, a delayed handoff to the fullback, Bradley Rowe, who hammers his way forward for maybe a yard or 2. That'll set up 3rd down and 8 here for Cuba City.
Well, you're running right away at really the teeth of this Potosi defense. You know, you're running at Will Tobin, who's sitting out there at 6'5", 250. Yeah, you better get some bodies on him if you want to move him.
2 receivers to the right, wing back left. The receivers split out is Venata with Griffin as a slot receiver, slot right, shotgun formation. Quick fire to the right side is caught by Griffin, but he's pushed out of bounds, Wally, just a couple yards shy of the first down sticks. Nice completion, though, by Hudson Kieler, but it will be short of the first down. And actually, actually they're going to say, was that incomplete? Okay, so it's incomplete because he must have come down out of bounds. That's all I can assume. He certainly caught the ball, but they're going to say incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation, Wally. And here's a high snap. Punt is away from Carson Collins. This one will bounce at the 45, roll inside the 40, actually just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville. And they take over leading 7-0.
That really wasn't one of his best kicks. I've seen him kick before, and I was watching him in warm-ups. They were a lot better than that. It just, nerves has to get you sometimes at the beginning of a game.
Yeah, Carson Collins, a junior out there, punting for the Cuba City Cubans. And back out there is that Potosi-Cassville offense led by Aaron Edge. This is technically their first offensive possession, Wally, because, of course, the opening kickoff was a special teams touchdown. Working from the 40, Edge under center. And handoff, run up the middle by Saar. Gets out of 1 tackle before finally being ripped down by number 35, Jackson Dressler. But, boy, I tell you, there were a couple Cuba City tacklers that had to bring down River Saar that time.
Well, they had to do that with linebackers and D-backs because the guys up front for Potosi opened a hole.
And he picks up nearly 5 yards. We'll call it 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 coming up. Edge again under center, 2 receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield. Here comes again a run up the gut by Saar. This time a short gainer as he is met in the hole. Looks like the first man there was number 60 for Cuba City. That's Michael Terpstra, who helped bring him down, and a gain of just a yard or so. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd down and a real short 5. But again, that was a very good job by Cuba City's defense. And, you know, they move well, and that's one of the things. They may not be as big, but they're a little quicker up front.
They are. Edge to the line. Ball at the 46 of Potosi-Cassville. 3rd down and 4.5 or so. Here comes an option run play. Keeping it is the quarterback. He is hit right at the first down sticks, Wally. It really depends the spot. Edge tried to kind of push his way forward for a first, but I don't know. This depends on the spot of the ball.
They're not giving it to him. I thought he had it.
Yeah, they're going to say it's 4th down.
I thought he was over the line, and they're not giving it to him.
Nope, they're going to say it's 4th down. So 4th and less than a yard, Wally, just shy of midfield. The ball is just probably about a half a yard, less than a half a yard shy of the 50.
They're going for it.
Yep, Potosi-Cassville will go for it on 4th down. Leading 7-0 here. We're in the first quarter. Lining up under center, Aaron Edge. Split receivers, split backs in the backfield. Edge hands it off to Saar. He's hit, but drives his way forward and gets the first down. He was hit in the hole once again by Terpstra, the defensive tackle for the Cubans, who was in on that last stop, but couldn't slow him down enough, Wally, and he turns out about a yard and a half, enough for a first down.
Yeah, I'd call that, a good 2 yards. It's close enough. It's technically he didn't get up to the, the 10 to start with.
So 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville. They convert on 4th down. Just across midfield at the 48. Here comes a handoff on a counter around the right end, and that's going nowhere. Stuffed on the run was Hunter White, the running back. He'll lose at least a yard, if not 2, Wally.
Yeah, that would be right back to where the original line of scrimmage was on 1st down.
Yeah, so a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 coming up here for Potosi-Cassville. Now they're on the other side of the 50 again, right near midfield. Ball is on the right hash mark. Coming to the line, Aaron Edge, the junior quarterback, wing back right, receiver left. Split backs in the backfield. Play action. Rolls left. Pressured. Steps up. Throws over the middle. Has a man. Catch is made by number 0, the tight end, Ben Infield. And he hauls it in for a first down scamper after the catch. Getting past the sticks. He'll pick up about 13 or 14 on that reception.
Yeah, and I'd give him credit for 14 on that. Nice job catching the ball, but a great pass.
So Infield picks up the first down for Potosi-Cassville. It's now inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. And the Potosi-Cassville squad trying to get into that Bi-Tech green zone, Wally. The field beautifully green tonight. Here comes Edge with a handoff to Saar running left. Following his blockers, he rams his way through inside the 30. And that'll be close to another first down run. What a hard-charging bull River Saar is when he gets that ball. And he has stopped just a yard and a half shy of the first down stick, so a gain of almost 9 on that one.
What you saw on that run was the hours that he spent in the weight room, because those legs just would not let him go down. He just kept driving.
So 2nd down, about a yard and a half here for Potosi-Cassville. They're at the 30 of Cuba City. Ball is on the left hash.
Well, they just showed Cuba City something on that one there that they're going to have to watch for in the future.
7-0 already. Potosi-Cassville looking for more. Here comes a counter run to the right. It's Hunter White trying to cut it outside. He's hauled down in the open field. A nice tackle by number 35. That is Jackson Dressler, but it is enough for a first down. Just past the sticks, he picks up about 3 yards on that carry.
It's one of the things, that's something that, Platteville years ago when they ran wing T used to make a living on, and that's that sweep play, just like that, where you give it to that halfback coming across and you pull your guards to get some lead blockers. And, you get the blocks and you're going to get something.
1st and 10, Potosi-Cassville at the 26. Handoff to Saar. Charges through. Boy, the handoff mesh that time almost blew up, Wally. They just got it off in time between Edge and Saar, and he dove ahead for about 3 yards, so he got what he could out of that, but that almost was disastrous.
One of the things that they're showing a little bit, and so Cuba City's got to be ready, and that is that you find out that you're getting Edge, who's jumping in right behind him. So you could see the fake with him following, and you're being second man through.
Edge to the line, Saar right behind him, White to his left, split receivers. Here comes a run play to the right to Saar again. It's a dive up the middle behind the right guard, and, maybe a yard, not much that time. He's stopped at about the 24-yard line.
Well, they're down at a point right now. If they don't get a first down here, they'll go for it on 4th down. No doubt in my mind on that.
3rd down and 7 looks like coming up here for Potosi-Cassville. Again, the ball just inside the 25 at the 24 of Cuba City.
This is a selling point for Cuba City right here. This play. If they can stop him right in here and not a lot of yards, it's looking good for them.
Edge. Play action, rolls left. He's hitting the backfield and slammed to the ground. It's a sack by Frankie Welp, and that's a Sups.com sack.
Actually, that was a run. That wasn't a sack technically because.
But we still want to give Sups.com credit.
Well, I'll give them credit. That's fine. But what that was a bootleg play where that is a run option, and they didn't have the guard in front, which means it was a mistake.
Yeah, and it means it's a loss of yardage, so they're going to lose about 3 or 4 yards. It'll set up 4th down, and it looks like 12. So Potosi-Cassville, they are going to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Deep in Cuba City territory. It's at the 27. Edge pitches it outside to White. He's trying to follow his blocker, but he's hit and tackled. Guess who? Coming in once again, Frankie Welp, the sophomore, like a missile, comes up and makes back-to-back huge plays for Cuba City.
That was one where there just wasn't enough blockers out there to be able to make the play. So good job by the way Cuba City had their defense there.
Well, that will be a turnover on downs, Wally, which means the Cuba City Cuban defense rises up to the occasion. And they'll stop Potosi-Cassville for the time being and take over at their own 25-yard line. It's a big defensive stand for the Cubans here, trailing 7-0.
Well, that's something they needed to do just for themselves.
First quarter rolls on. Man in motion, left to right, Ethan Griffin. Out of the shotgun, Kieler hands it off to Rowe up the middle. Not a lot of daylight there. He's met in the hole by number 59, Connor Robbins.
And I'll tell you what, he hit in the hole, too. He got spun sideways. So he got smucked pretty solid.
Gain on the play, about 2 yards. In Cuba City will be set up with a 2nd down and 8 coming up here from their own 26-yard line.
A big play right here for Cuba City. They would need to get themselves in a 3rd and short or a 1st down.
Hudson Kieler out of the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Takes a snap. Little dump off screen pass. Caught. Great open field tackling, though. Immediately on the reception, coming in, Sam Infield makes a stop on Bradley Rowe, who made the catch on the swing pass out of the backfield. And it's a gain of just a couple yards, Wally. Maybe one?
I'm going to give him for 1 on that. That was a great job by the defense. They were right there. Now this becomes a bigger problem for Cuba City because you got a long ways to go here. And if your punt from the first time around was any indication, this could be a problem.
4 receivers again. Ball is on the near side hash, the left hash. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Shotgun for Kieler. Rowe in the backfield. Kieler has time, steps up in the pocket. Now scrambles, gets away from one man, rolls to the right, still looking downfield. Still looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run, Wally, and he'll get a 1st down. The junior quarterback scampers. A little bit of Fran Tarkenton era football there. He spins out of a attempted sack and then ends up running for a 1st down.
That's the case of sometimes, in baseball you say hit it where they ain't. Well, here is run where they ain't.
So a 1st down. That would be a Big Iron Realty 1st down. The first down of the game for Cuba City, and they're now up to the 35. 1st and 10 for Cuba, down 7-0. Kieler again out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right, takes a snap, handoff to Rowe, running to the right, spins out of the initial tackle. But again, great wrap-up defensively by number 9. That is Logan Roush who made the stop, and a gain of just a yard or so on that run.
Potosi's doing a good job when when Cuba City's trying to run up the middle. So far, Cuba City's best plays have been when they've gotten a little wider.
2nd and 9 for the Cubans. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Kieler, shotgun. Rowe to his right. 7-0, Potosi-Cassville. Rolling to the left this time, it's Kieler. Now throws, catch, just through the hands of Ethan Griffin. Boy, that was there, Wally. Griffin was open, just couldn't squeeze that one. A pretty accurate throw.
A little bit high, and he had to reach up, and it would have been a real good catch had he made it. But now, again, you're caught in a 3rd and long.
Hit him in the hands, though. You got to make
we can always say that.
Not trying to be critical.
Okay, you're thinking Randy Moss will catch everything.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun here, 3rd down and 9, a big 3rd down for the Cubans. Kieler takes a snap, back to pass. Pressure coming, flush from the pocket. He's going to keep it and run again, Wally. This time, though, not going to get enough for the 1st down as he's pushed out of bounds. Just shy, probably 3 or 4 yards, and it'll set up a 4th down, and looks to be about 4 yards to go.
Well, yeah, so now this is a makeable one depending on what you've got in your playbook you're going to use here. Doesn't look like they're planning on going for it.
No, they have the punter out. Carson Collins onto the field. So Frederick is the deep man back for Potosi-Cassville. He's at the 25, and here comes the punt from Collins. Frederick will field it cleanly at the 28, cuts back to the 30, 35, and then he's tracked down at about the 37 or 38. So nearly a 10-yard return there by Alex Frederick.
Yeah, not a bad return at all. I mean, you don't necessarily. It's one of the things that's hard when you're a punt return team out there. It's hard to be able to get all the blocks you need. Your running back or your kick returner is going to be able to break a couple of tackles. Then he's got a chance to get some yardage.
7-0 Potosi-Cassville. They scored a 93-yard kickoff return on the opening kickoff of this game. They'll take over at their own 37, and here comes a handoff. It's run around the right end by Hunter White. Nowhere to run that time, though, Wally. Great containment around the left end for Cuba City by Briggs Rundy. Rundy had good contain around that left end, and then coming in to do a little mop-up duty was number 54, Braden Andrews. So some good contain over there, and looks like a loss of maybe half a yard or so.
What happened is the defensive end or outside linebacker did a nice job keeping that contained, so they had to go inside him, and they had good flow from the inside that came out to be able to make the play.
2nd down and 11 for Potosi-Cassville. 2 receivers either side, run up the gut. This time it's Saar, gets to the 40 before he's finally stopped. He'll pick up about 3 on that one.
And again, this time they run a fullback trap back over here to this near side, and you're getting everything right at the line of scrimmage, but you're not getting the secondary to pick up to gain anything.
So 3rd down and 7 coming up here for Potosi-Cassville at their own 40, or just past their own 40, actually.
That's the 7th carry already for River Saar.
Not sure how much time is remaining in the first quarter, but I know it's ticking away with both of these teams running the ball pretty well. Under center here, edge, play action. Throwback pass to the near side. It is caught, but is he out of bounds? Yes, it's Hunter White. He was shoved out of bounds. Great defensive play by Briggs Rundy, who was covering on that one and shoved him out. Incomplete pass, and it's 4th and 7. Good secondary coverage by Cuba City. Smart defensive play. Right along that boundary. Went up to make the catch, and he just pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah, so now it's a 4th down situation. I expect to see him punting in this situation, but...
Yeah, from their own 40.
Yeah.
Does look like they're lining up to punt. Back is Ethan Griffin for Cuba City.
Griffin back to receive the punt.
And Edge will punt it away. A lot of pressure in his face. It'll roll, wow, really far downfield before going out of bounds. Near the 15-yard line, Wally. Heck of a punt.
Marking it at the 16.
Wow. Great punt. That pins Cuba City back deep, starting at their own 16. Last time they started at their own 24.
Well, they're due to get it out of their own side of the field, and they haven't done that yet.
Nope. 2 drives for Cuba City. Nothing to show for it. Although, to be fair, Potosi-Cassville's had 2 drives. They have nothing to show for it. But they, of course, have the touchdown from the opening kickoff.
Well, and they have driven the ball into Cuba City territory.
Correct. Working out of the shotgun here, Hudson Kieler, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Rowe up the middle, dives forward. Ankle tackle on the play by number 9. That is Logan Roush. And Rowe dives ahead for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. So we'll take a timeout. It's 7-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Opening night of the 2025 high school football season. Back after this on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 1.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's. Your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkerCenter.com.
Hi, this is Sue Rydell from the Bell Tower Theater, inviting you to the new comedy, The Kitchen Witches, when 2 cable access cooking show hostesses who have hated each other for 30 years are put together on the same show. The insults are flung harder than the food, and it's a rating smash. Can their producer keep them from destroying each other and the show? Don't miss The Kitchen Witches, August 8th to the 24th. Tickets are just $26. Call 588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
In game 1.
Welcome back to Cuba City High School. It's Rob Spangler and Wally Trouton bringing you Week 1 coverage of high school football. Friday Night Lights here on Super Hits 106 and streaming online on our Queen Bee Radio YouTube channel. Score is 7-0. Potosi-Cassville leads. Cuba City will have the ball here to start the second quarter with a second down and about 8 coming up.
And again, as a reminder, the clock is not running on the scoreboard. It's being kept by the officials. That's why we don't know the time.
Working out of the gun, Kieler. It's a pitch outside to Ethan Griffin, trying to turn the corner right side. And he does, but he's eventually popped in the secondary by Rivers Sarr. Linebacker comes up. And a gain of maybe a half a yard. Not much on that one.
Maybe.
So 3rd, and we'll call it 7. That's a favorable calling for Cuba City.
That's being nice and polite. He's a little short of it, but of being a 3-yard total for the 2 plays.
Man, what a picturesque night looking off into the western sky here tonight.
Yeah, we don't have the sun glaring at us for once here. And when you don't have that, it's beautiful.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hudson Kieler from the shotgun, Rowe to his right, back to pass. Has time, throws over the middle, deep downfield. Oh! Diving, but coming up short was Briggs Rundy, the tight end. And he did get his hands on it. That would have been a spectacular catch, laying out for that one, but couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. That'll set up 4th down and 7, and another punting situation.
Well, he did what he could, and unfortunately, it just not quite close enough.
Defensive battle here in this one. The only touchdown, again, on the opening kickoff, 93 yards from Hunter White of Potosi-Cassville to the house. Back to receive the kick. It's number 44, Alex Frederick. And Collins has it blocked. The punt is blocked. It's going to be picked up by Rivers Sarr, and he'll take it to the 20. Blocking it was number 0, Ben Infield, Wally. Great block, and now Potosi-Cassville starts over in plus territory inside the 20, and they're in the Bitech green zone, Wally, to begin this drive.
that was real good effort over here for being able to get in to get his hand on that football.
Nice special teams play. That's what it's been, right? A story of special teams play so far tonight. Split receivers. Under center, it is Aaron Edge. And he's back to pass. Has some time. Throws deep downfield. Near side, it is. Is that caught? Yes! What a grab! Touchdown, Frederick! He out-muscled the defensive back, Landon Leffelholtz, right over his head and caught it. As you referenced, that was a Randy Moss-type catch. What a grab by Frederick.
Let's be a little more modern. I'm going to think of that guy in purple who wears 18.
Oh, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, right. Incredible catch by Frederick. Wow. And that is a Northland Buildings touchdown. Potosi-Cassville on top now, 13-0 on Cuba City. And I know we're talking purple players here. All the Packer fans are silently booing us right now,
They can
Wally.
boo all they want.
Here's a high snap on the extra point, and they're going to try for 2 instead. And running in, but not able to get there, was number 9 for Potosi-Cassville. That would be Logan Roush. So Roush, the holder. Ooh, does look like there's an injured Cuba City Cuban player on the field. We'll take a timeout, though. 13-0 is the score. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 2.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Is your home ready for the next power outage? Now through September 5th, Schmidt Electrical Construction in Platteville has a powerful offer you don't want to miss. Purchase a qualifying Kohler standby generator and get a free 10-year extended warranty, a value of $1,400 and $500 off the installation of your new Kohler generator. Act now. Call Dan at Schmidt Electric Construction in Platteville today to select your new Kohler generator and get peace of mind that lasts a decade. Don't wait. This offer ends September 5th at Schmidt Electrical Construction in Platteville. In game 2.
We're back from Cuba City High School. An electrifying 20-yard touchdown reception by Alex Frederick has Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City, 13-0, Wally.
Yeah, the injured player for Cuba City was Chase Breitfelder. He walked off under his own power, so we will assume that he's going to be fine.
13-0, Potosi-Cassville leading Cuba City. You feel like this is such a key possession here, Wally, as we're deep into the second quarter and they're down 2 scores.
But you know what? I want to comment one thing on that touchdown and on that catch. Don't fault the defensive coverage.
No.
The coverage was awesome.
Like a glove.
He was all right there.
Like a glove.
And
it was just a better catch.
Well, let's just face it. Frederick could get up higher to get his hand on the ball.
Yep.
That was basically
absolutely. Yep. There's a segment. I know. Packer fans are already booing. There's a segment on ESPN called "You Got Mossed," and that's exactly what happened.
We won't talk about what Moss did during that game.
On to kick off here for Potosi-Cassville, number 6. That's Aaron Edge. Back deep. Venata. This one's going to be short. Venata will pick it up, though, at the 15. He's up to the 20. Cuts back. And he's going to be tackled rope down at the 25. Good open field tackle there by number 27. That is Isaac Adams for Potosi-Cassville. So
there's good something on the field that we always like to see, and when I see it, I like to comment on the sportsmanship. Because as he's laying down on there, Reed Weber from Potosi is there helping him out.
1st and 10 for Cuba City at their own 25, actually about 26-yard line. And, again, you feel like this is a key possession in this game for Cuba City's offense.
Well, when you're down 2 scores, it is key.
Hudson Kieler directing traffic. Almost looks like some miscommunication here. Lining up. Now 3 receivers will line up left in a bunch formation. None to the right. High snap. It's a pitch outside. It's to Bradley Rowe. Lowers the shoulder and absolutely trucks one of the defenders. That was Aaron Edge. He got run over on that play, but nice pickup by Bradley Rowe with a head of steam, picks up nearly 5 yards.
Well, what we looked at on that one, and you really were looking at it saying, what's going on? But what happened, Cuba City was in an unbalanced line, so they were strong to that left side where they ran the ball. And you're going to see more of that coming. Guy Cop will be calling that more often.
2nd and 5 for the Cubans. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun here for Kieler. Hand off to Rowe again. This time it's just a run up the gut. Rowe churning forward. Good hard run, Wally. He stopped just about a yard and a half shy of the first down.
Yeah, he got himself a good 3-4 yards.
Yep, we'll call it 4. 3rd and 1 coming up for Cuba City, just shy of their 35-yard line.
Well, if I was to predict, watch Cuba City go into the unbalanced side line again, this time to the right side. Am I right? No. Yeah, it was a nice call, though.
2 receivers, right, 1 left, shotgun. Rowe to the right of Kieler. No, it's Griffin, actually, and Griffin gets it. Did he fumble the ball? Yes, it looks like he did. And Potosi-Cassville has recovered, Wally. Ethan Griffin got the handoff, and he lost it. And this is going to be a Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover. Our first turnover of the game, and Potosi-Cassville will take over at the 35-yard line of Cuba City.
Inside the 35-yard line of the Cubans.
That was a good job. I couldn't see who was on the football because you had about 4 Potosi players there right on top of it.
Boy, that is a costly turnover for Cuba City. What would have been, I think, for sure a first down run by Ethan Griffin. So he only needed a yard. Looked like he got about 2, but he fumbled the football. And now Potosi-Cassville takes over in plus territory again.
Yeah, he actually fumbled it for no gain. So,
2 receivers left. Split backs in the backfield here. Edge under center. 1st and 10 at the 35. Back to pass. Throws to the near side. Catch is made. Cut back. Spinning forward, number 9. What a grab. That's Logan Roush. He's spun down inside the 10-yard line, down near the 9.
27 yards.
Heck of a run after the catch by Logan Roush. 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville. They're going to say it's at the 8 here. 1st and goal to go.
They were on a wing tee, unbalanced backfield, and he was the guy back that caught the ball.
Under center again, Edge. 2 receivers, either side. Saar gets it, dragging tacklers, gets near the goal line. He stopped at about the 1. He was dragging tacklers. Briggs Rundy was on his back, and other defenders there too. And boy, Rivers Saar sets it up 2nd and goal from maybe the 1.5. So Potosi-Cassville now looking to go up 3 scores, Wally.
And that's exactly what the Cubans did not need. Or don't need it. It's not in there yet.
3 backs in the backfield this time. The deep back gets it, Saar, and he just waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown. It's a Northland Buildings touchdown by Potosi-Cassville, and now they lead 20-0. Or 19 to nothing.
Well, they're so strong up front, and that's really a big part of that.
Pending the extra point, of course, the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. Are they going to go for 2 since they had the mishap on the last extra point?
That's normally what they would do in this situation.
And it indeed will be a 2. Edge under center. Receiver split out wide left is Frederick. He'll hand it off to Saar, who will score. 2-point conversion is good. And the score is 21-0. Potosi-Cassville dominating here in the 2nd quarter. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3, some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry. But some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are 2 major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time. Looking to upgrade your floors? Herm's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington has new arrivals in stock ready to install. Choose from luxury vinyl plank, tile, and laminate from top brands like Paramount and Mannington. Herm's has in-stock carpet rolls too. And don't worry about the hassle because they measure and install. Herm's now stocks Sluter systems for tile, showers, and floors, complete with waterproofing and drains. Herm's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, family owned since 1942.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
In Game 3.
Dominant first half by visiting Potosi-Cassville. They're up 21-0 over Cuba City. We're in the second quarter. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton bringing you the action from Cuba City High School. A absolutely beautiful late summer evening.
And the lights are now on, and hey, these LED lights they put up here a little while ago are really beautiful.
Aaron Edge to kick off. Deep man back for Potosi-Cassville, for Cuba City is Chase Breitfelder. And Breitfelder's going to get it. He'll get it at the 12. He's up to the 15, 20, 25. And tackled across the 25, near the 26, maybe the 27. A great open field tackle by number 57, Evan Brewer.
See, that's why I said when he had been injured before, it looked like he was perfectly fine. He ran like he was perfectly fine.
So 1st and 10, Cuba City starting at their own 26-yard line?
Correct. So this is right here where Cuba City has to do it. They need to drive that ball down and get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
They have to do it now.
It's not desperation mode, but it is urgency mode.
Urgency mode.
Two receivers to either side. Shotgun for Kieler. Takes a snap. Has time. He'll wind up and fire deep downfield. Has a man running just through his fingertips. Just through his fingertips, Wally.
It's the second time that it was not quite there. It's close, but not quite. Hey, you know one of the things I've seen, Hudson Kieler can throw the ball.
Yes.
And he throws that with nice accuracy. He's just
off. Yeah.
Maybe if he'd have given it a little more air underneath it.
Right.
We can tell all of those talking things, but it's a nice throw, almost a fantastic catch.
So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cubans again from their own 26-yard line. 8 minutes left. Thank you very much. In the second quarter, 21-0 Potosi-Cassville. Kieler going to pitch it. It's a run around the left end. Wow, what a tackle by Ben Infield, who ropes down Griffin, and Griffin loses about 2 yards on that carry trying to get around the right end.
Yeah, that just there were too many people from Cassville over on that, or Potosi-Cassville over on that side, and that just that killed it.
So 3rd and long, 3rd down, about 12 here for Cuba City. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Hudson Kieler out of the shotgun. To his right, Ethan Griffin takes a snap. Scanning left. Now flushed from the pocket. Still looking downfield. Stops, throws, and it is caught! What a grab! Coming up with it, number 6. That is Carson Collins, who reels it in across midfield, and he's taken down at the 47-yard line of Potosi-Cassville. What a grab.
What did you say had that?
Carson Collins.
28 yards on that reception.
Beautiful. That was a very nice catch. 1st and 10. That is a Big Iron Realty first down for Cuba City. 1st and 10 for the Cubans, trailing 21-0 now across midfield. Down at the 47-yard line of Potosi-Cassville, 2 receivers to either side. Kieler to pass. Fires to the right. Too strong, too wide, incomplete. Intended for number 20, that's Carter Rundy. Just a little bit too wide. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
Again, it shows that he does have the arm to make these kinds of throws. He's just a little off.
Yeah, he has zip. There's no question Hudson Kieler has zip on that football. So 2nd and 10. 47 of Potosi-Cassville. 1 receiver right now. 3 to the left. Ball on the right hash. Snap to Kieler. Rolls out. Oh, he's going to be sacked. Tripping him up infield for a Sups.com sack. And that will take him across midfield back to the 43 or so. That, Wally, is a loss of nearly 10 yards.
Yeah, I'd call that a 9-yard loss. And it was more a matter of he lost his footing than anything else. And I'll tell you what, with as wet and as soft as the field is, I'm not surprised.
So 3rd and 20 coming up here for Cuba City. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun here for Kieler from their own 43. Kieler pressured. He's going to be sacked again. This time he was hit by Rivers Saar, who was blitzing up the middle. And they will bring him down at the 30, and we'll call it the 34-yard line. And now it's a punting situation as it's 4th and forever for Cuba City.
Well, that was the case when there was no doubt what was going to happen. You had the kids from Potosi-Cassville. They were teeing it off and just coming. And that was almost like the old fearsome foursome from the Los Angeles Rams.
That's right. Subs.com sack. That's our 2nd sack in a row. Carson Collins on to punt for Cuba City. There is a flag down. It's a low liner. This one going to roll inside the 40 and then go out of bounds. Looks like about the 37. But we'll see what the flag is here on the field.
You know, it's one of the things I have to comment about, and I always like to say something about it, but the third team on the field, the officials, I think they've done a tremendous game so far. They knew this was a big game, and they're coming up and playing it as a big, or dealing with it as a big game.
It's our first flag, isn't it?
Yes, the first flag of the game.
Pink's automotive penalty.
It's a legal procedure. They're declining it.
All right. So penalty will be declined, and Potosi-Cassville will take over.
See, and it's one of the other things. The officials are doing extra duty tonight. Yes, they always carry the clock with them officially on the field, but the clock usually that's on the scoreboard is what they follow anyway. So they're paying closer attention to a lot of other things.
So ball will be placed at the 37-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville. We're in the second quarter here. 21-0 is the score, all Potosi-Cassville. They're looking for more. So we've still got time before halftime. 2 receivers right, 2 backs in the backfield under center edge. And it's a quick hitter up the gut by Saar. Nowhere to go that time. Immediately wrapped up and taken down by number 60. That's Terpstra.
You know what? That's the first time that I'm going to say he didn't get any yardage.
Nope. Great tackle right up the middle by defensive tackle Terpstra.
So one of the things that, and again, this is something that's going to happen in this game yet. It hasn't. He's going to get outside, and when he gets outside,
watch out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, watch out. 2nd down along 9 here, and it's a quick handoff again up the gut, and again, just nowhere to run that time, Wally. Great job of collapsing down from the outside that time by number 50, Clayton Doherty.
Doherty in on the tackle that time.
Couple yards maybe, and it'll set up 3rd and 7, it looks like.
Yeah, I'd give him credit for 3, but I'll tell you what happened is the defensive end who had outside contained went down to try to make the tackle. You know what's going to happen afterwards. Quarterback keeps it and turns it around the end. That's part of the play calling in the wing team.
Great job on that defensive end lot by Doherty, too. 3rd and 7. Another run play. They're going to bust it outside. It's Saar. Turns the corner. Ankle tackled from behind by number 54, Braden Andrews. But he gets enough for a first down, Wally, and you talked about it. Watch out what happens when Saar gets outside.
And that's 10 yards. See, and he got to a point where he could actually use his agility to move his feet, and he was almost sideways making a plant on his foot.
1st and 10. That is another Big Iron Realty first down for Potosi-Cassville. They lead 21-0. Right at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. And Edge will line up here in the wing T formation with the receiver right. Takes a snap. Play action. Rolling right. Looking downfield. Now, still looking. He is flushed and hit. Eventually taken down for a loss of yardage. Good pursuit that time by Frankie Welp. But we have a... Is it a hold, Wally?
I think it's going to be a holding on Potosi, but that's, pretty sure it is.
They were going to lose probably a yard and a half on the play.
They're saying it was really pretty much right at the line of scrimmage where the hold took place.
So I would assume, yeah, I can already see Guy Kopp. They're taking the penalty. So it is a hold. They will take the penalty, and that'll bring up first and about 20.
And that we have the first penalty marked off in the game.
Yeah, Pink's Automotive penalty.
Penalty being marked
Thank
off.
Pink's Automotive for being our sponsor here tonight. 21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City here on Super Hits 106 and also streaming on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
You know, one of the things that we talked about last night, when we're doing one of the games with Pink's as a sponsor, we should give the officials pink flags.
I love that idea, actually. Here comes a run up the gut. Saar charging through, gets across the 45 up to the 46, maybe the 47, so he churns back about almost 5 yards, close to 6.
He got close to 7.
Okay. Looks like we're under 3 minutes to go now till halftime, Wally. Score 21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Big second down coming up. Second down, about 14 here. Split receivers, one to either side. Split backs in the backfield behind Edge. He takes the snap, hands it off to Saar again. Saar is hit and roped down, kind of sandwiched between two Cuba City defenders, number 14 Briggs Rundy and number 54 Braden Andrews, kind of collapsing on the tackle. He still picks up almost 5 yards, about 4, and it's 3rd and 11.
And again, you know, it's always scary when Saar's got the football. And so far, Cuba City has done a very good job on him.
Yeah, River Saar last year averaged 8 yards a carry, so that shows you how explosive a runner he is.
Well, he's not doing that tonight.
No. Split receivers to either side, back to pass Edge, and it's a screen, but it's incomplete. Ugh, he had it too, Wally. Infield, Ben Infield, the tight end, was the intended receiver, but it was an inaccurate pass. Infield tried to catch it with one hand and couldn't haul it in, and it lands incomplete.
The call was perfect for the situation.
Yeah.
And Cuba City up front bought in on it.
Yep.
And just was off trying to get it over to him.
4th and 11, and Potosi-Cassville lines up to punt right from midfield. On to boot the ball away, River Saar. And here it goes, and Ethan Griffin will pick it up on the fly at the 18. He's up to the 20, 25, spins, and he's tackled just shy of the 30. Looks like maybe the 29-yard line.
Not a bad return considering you kicked it over to, they kicked it over here to the near sideline, so he has only really 2 ways he can go, 3 ways because backward doesn't count, so only 2 ways to go. And he brought it upfield as best he could.
And they're going to spot it at the 30. He did not get to the 30, but that's where they're going favorably the 29. But, hey, if you're Cuba City, you'll take that.
Hey,
looks like a minute 45 left here in the first half, Wally.
I'm not going to fault the officials on that spot because they've done such a good job up to this point.
So 1st and 10 at the 30. Hudson Kieler from the gun. Rolls out left. Throws downfield. Oh! It is, yes, intercepted. Stepping in front of the pass, Aaron Edge. What a diving interception. And that's going to be a Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover, Wally. The 2nd turnover forced by Potosi-Cassville tonight. And they're going to take over in plus territory at the 33 of Cuba City.
That was all about ability and being in the right place and just being an athlete to get that interception.
Absolutely. Great read by Edge to pick that one off. And now Potosi-Cassville has a chance to go up by even more. They're up 21-0 just before halftime. And they take over at the 33. Edge under center. He'll hand it off. Run up the middle is Saar. Looks like they're trying to rip the ball out of Saar's hands. And Cuba City players saying they got the ball. And they do, actually. Coming out of the pile with it was Andrews. But they're going to say the whistle was blown dead already. So that, does look like the tactic, Wally. They're trying to rip that ball out of River Saar's hands. Gain on that play of about 3 yards.
We have Frederick in the game right now, so this could be interesting. I'm expecting something a little different.
2nd down and 7.
Frederick is lined up as a wide out.
Yep, wide left. Three backs in the backfield behind edge. It's a dive play up the gut.
Kind of a counter dive.
Yep.
Gave it to the fullback, back off onto the far side.
And they pick up about 3-4 yards on that one. Ball carrier was number 9. That's Logan Roush. Timeout on the field taken. 3rd and 3 coming up.
And I assume that was a Potosi timeout.
Yeah. So 21-0 our score. We're going to keep it here. Potosi-Cassville on top, Wally, by 3 scores, looking for a 4-score lead before halftime. They forced 2 turnovers here in this first half. It has been a good first half for Potosi-Cassville. If they score on this, it will have been a great first half for the Chieftains.
Well, the big problem that has hurt, I think, Cuba City offensively is they've got themselves caught in 3rd and long situations. And against a good defense, throwing the ball, running the ball, you're going to earn it if you're going to get a first down. That hasn't happened very often for Cuba City, unfortunately for them. So they need to come up with something offensively. They'd like to do better on first down and hopefully better on second down, but they haven't got to that point yet.
Here we go, 3rd down and 3 coming up for Potosi-Cassville. They're at the 25-yard line. We're getting down there. I know we're under 2 minutes before halftime. Under center, it's edge. 3 backs, and it's a pitch to the deep back. Sarr going to turn to the corner around the left side, and he is knifed down near the 15. So a run on the play of close to 10 yards rather, and it'll set up another first down, a Big Iron Realty first down for Potosi-Cassville.
And again, that's at 10 yards. That's getting him outside.
Clock continues to run. 3 backs in the backfield, wing back right, and they'll spike it here to stop the clock. Will Edge and Potosi-Cassville. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from, again, about the 16-yard line.
So we know that the coaches know there's not much time left if they're calling for the spike.
Yep. Hunter White comes into the game. Of course, you may remember that name, Wally. He returned the opening kick 93 yards to the house.
We know he's got some speed. And we know River Sarr does. And Frederick is over on the far side, and White is the halfback on the right side.
Edge under center. Takes a snap. Rolling right. Pressured. Steps up in the pocket. Throws. Wide open man is, White, and he dropped it. Oh, my goodness. Hunter White was about as wide open as you can get. Incomplete pass. It'll set up 3rd and 10. Boy, that's a tough one if you're Potosi-Cassville.
Potosi-Cassville had that set up just exactly what you want. You got everybody and his brother on that team going to the right except Hunter White. And he was down there. There was one Cuba City player in the vicinity, but he wouldn't have stopped him if he would have caught it and tried to score.
Absolutely not. 3rd and 10, Edge under center. Back to pass. Pressured from the outside. He is on his feet. He's hit and dives to the 10 before he's roped out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. And they say, actually the near side official say the clock is still running, and so a timeout is taken by Potosi-Cassville with a gain on the play of close to 6, almost 7 yards on that scamper.
I like what they were trying to do, because again they were attacking this near side, but he just couldn't quite get anyone open, so he tucked it and ran.
So the ball is inside the 10. And it should be 4th down. Yeah, that's what they're signifying. The chain gang has it marked as a first down. He did not get to the first down stick. So it's 4th down, and it looks like we have 7 seconds remain in the first half, Wally. So you've got 1 passing play for sure. If you get it off quickly, maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Well, I know what I'd have in my playbook.
But of course, it's 4th down, so you really don't have 2, do you?
No, you really don't.
It's pretty much this play.
Well, what you'd like to do is if you can get a short pass off the side where you can get your receiver out of bounds right away, that's fine. And that gives you the first down and maybe 2 chances in at the end
7
zone.
seconds remaining.
All right, 7 seconds left. Fourth down. 4 to go. They're at the 9. Edge under center. Receiver right, wing back right. Play action. Back to pass. Throws over the middle. It is batted down. How much time is on the clock? There is a flag down.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
And it's a hold on Potosi-Cassville.
Potosi-Cassville.
Let's see. Depending on how much time is on the clock,
Well, it's
they
probably
may
about 3.
they would decline it if. Well, actually, yeah, it would be an incomplete. It's
decline.
4th down, so yeah, it's a turnover on downs regardless. So yeah, you would decline the penalty.
Yes.
Yep. So 4th down,
It is a turnover on downs.
it will be a turnover on downs. Cuba City takes over with not sure how much time, Wally, but it's got to be like a second or 2.
Yeah, I was going to give him at least 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay.
I was guessing 4 before, but 2 or 3 makes
Well,
it
good
worse.
stop by Cuba City's defense
Oh, yes,
that time.
very good.
So they're still down 21-0, and they'll kneel down to end the first half. So your score at halftime is 21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City in week 1 of our high school football coverage here on Super Hits 106.
Hey, you know what? The shoebox scoreboard has got scores.
All right, well, we'll get to those on our halftime show in just a
I'm
little
ready.
bit. And our halftime show is coming up after this break. It is brought to you by our good friends at McNett Electric. For all your electrical needs, call McNett Electric of Belmont. The McNett Electric halftime show is next. 21-0 Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio YouTube channel.
In Game 4, from small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 4.
And welcome back. It is the McNett Electric halftime report here on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque. Also streaming on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Rob Spangler, Wally Trouton with you. We'll run down scores on the shoebox scoreboard.
And right away, from just south of us, Blackhawk Warren is taking on Southwestern East Dubuque. And at halftime, Blackhawk Warren is over Southwestern East Dubuque 14-7.
All right.
Where this is late in the second quarter, Darlington was defeating Platteville 21-0. And the game started kind of interesting with Lancaster and Belleville. It was 14-0 Cuba City. Now it's 14-14. So Belleville is coming back on that game.
Yeah, and Belleville, you'll remember, upset. Well, I don't know if I should say upset, but defeated Lancaster at level 3 of the playoffs last year after Lancaster had beaten this Cuba City team.
It's one of the things, and we've said this along, you know, the football in this area is, in each of these divisions, is very, very good. And you look at and I'm not even getting into the 8-player, but we have 3 divisions that are in this area of 11-man football, and in all 3 conferences, you have excellent teams.
No question. All right. Well, coming up, we will give you a rundown of our first half stats. And also on our halftime report, we're going to give you the halftime fix brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. We will have that and much more coming up. Our score at halftime, 21-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City here at halftime on the McNett Electric Halftime Report on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Check out the Platteville Outdoor Farmers Market happening every Saturday. Start your grocery list with market vendors. They have pork, beef, lamb, vegetables, cheeses, canned goods, baked goods, soaps, glass art, and jewelry. Located next to City Park on Bonson Street in Platteville from 8 till noon every Saturday. Find the complete vendor lineup and interactive map at PlattevilleFarmersMarketWI.com. That's PlattevilleFarmersMarketWI.com.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Get the long-lasting power you need with Energizer. Menards has the largest in-stock selection of Energizer batteries. They provide solid power for flashlights, remotes, and so much more. Right now, save big on Energizer batteries. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
In Game 5.
$21-0. That's the halftime score from Cuba City. Potosi-Cassville is on top. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton with our McNett Electric halftime report. I want to thank some of our fine sponsors for bringing you tonight's action. Couldn't do it without these folks. Harvey's Bar in Tennyson, proudly supporting Potosi-Cassville football. The team at Harvey's wishes all area students and athletes good luck and success this year. That's actually Havies. I apologize. I put an R in there for some reason. Havies Bar in Tennyson, where good times and good friends come together after the game. Also, Mark, Trish, and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City football team good luck. Check out their weekly ad at thompsonsiga.com. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City, hometown proud. And Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Hazel Green for leaky pipes to heating and air conditioning. Call Jack, 608-854-2265 for prompt quality service. Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Hazel Green. Next week, we have a trio of high school football games on our Queen Bee radio stations. Here on Super Hits 106, Fenimore is visiting River Ridge in a small early season showdown there. That'll be here on Super Hits 106 and also on YouTube. Also, Cuba City, one of tonight's teams, they're going to be heading up to Lancaster next week. We'll have that game on 97.7 Country and also on our YouTube stream. And Platteville is at Mineral Point. We'll carry that game over on the X Extreme 107.1. So those are Week 2 matchups on our Queen Bee family of stations. Another timeout, we'll have more of our halftime report, including the Millie's Diner in Dickeyville halftime fix. 21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Back after this on Super Hits 106.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ Milking Unit or the Classic 300E Milking Unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
If you suffer from chronic sinus infections known as sinusitis and over-the-counter medicine or prescriptions aren't helping, you might be a candidate for balloon sinuplasty, an innovative, non-invasive outpatient procedure now available at Grant Regional Health Center. This treatment can gently and safely widen the sinuses, allow drainage, and provide long-term relief for chronic sufferers. Visit our website, grantregional.com/ENT to learn more. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips for a stress-free day at the 52nd Annual Warren's Cranberry Festival in Warrens, Wisconsin, Saturday, September 27th. The Warrens Cranberry Festival is considered the world's largest cranberry festival and offers a variety of activities including shopping, food, and entertainment. Enjoy deluxe motor coach transportation to and from the festival with pickup and drop-off in Dubuque and Walmart in Platteville. Board the bus, reserve your seat for Warrens Cranberry Festival today at MidwestBusTrips.com.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
$21-0 at halftime. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Rob Spangler and Wally Troughton coming to you from Cuba City High School. Beautiful night for high school football, week 1 here of the season. We do have a score just got in on the shoebox scoreboard. Looks like Blackhawk Warren leads Southwestern East Dubuque at halftime, 14-7.
And I got another one that
we
he
have
just
another
brought
one.
in.
Mineral Point and Dodgeville scoreless. Wow.
And I'm assuming that's about halftime.
Yeah, gotta be.
Well, Mineral Point's not as good, and Dodgeville had to get a little better.
Exactly.
I mean, they had a horrible year last year, but it's interesting when we start seeing some of this stuff. And I have a friend that has kind of passed on to me some things within the Six Rivers Conference.
Yeah.
And who they're looking at as being some of the better players out of the conference. And this isn't just necessarily in just a conference or just down here.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking statewide. They're putting Will Tobin from Potosi-Cassville as one of the best linemen in the state in Division 7.
Yep.
Which is a big compliment to him. And that's on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. And we think of River Sar as being the great running back. But they're looking at him as one of the better outside linebackers.
Yeah.
But again, that's because of his speed,
really
more than anything else. And they also comment about Aaron Edge as both a place kicker and a punter. But we haven't seen much of that tonight, so we can't comment on that at all. But it's some interesting things when you look. I wished I had some of this breakdown for some of the other conferences.
Just got another score on the shoebox scoreboard. Darlington leads Platteville at the half, 28-13. That's over on Extreme 107.1. Well, let's take a look at our first half stats, Wally.
It's going to be pretty obvious when we look at it. I mean, River Sar is the leading rusher for Potosi-Cassville with 66 yards. But as a team, they have just 80. So River Sar has been the running offense primarily. We've only got 14 yards with 3 other ball carriers. So they've got, that needs to be picked up. And Aaron Edge has thrown the ball 8 times, but he's only completed 3, but it's for 61 yards. So that makes a difference. But here's where you can tell the difference and why the score is where it is. Cuba City has 16 yards rushing. Hudson Kieler is -1, Ethan Griffiths is -1, and Bradley Rowe is just 14. So we're looking, they only have 12 yards, not 14. They're 16. That's why I made a mistake there quick. I got to learn to add better.
Forgot to mention
and then you take a look at passing. Hudson Kieler put the ball up 10 times. He's only completed 2.
Wow.
And 1 more was intercepted of those 10. And there's a total of really 28 yards. The big one there, of course, was to Carson Collins, where they got 27 yards. But the other one was to Bradley Rowe for 1 yard.
Yeah.
But you can see this is where the difference is in the game. Is they have to pick up their offense.
Yeah.
There more has to happen there, and I saw that they did have a good running play where Guy all of a sudden got his offense in an unbalanced situation, unbalanced line, and that was one of their best running plays in the game here so far, where Bradley Rowe was able to get it out, but it was only for 5 yards. But that's still better than where they had been, which for them is good. And for the passing, it isn't that Hudson Kieler has been really way off. It's just been fingertip off. I mean, he's hitting fingertips on receivers. And again, you can say whatever you want, but that's not a completion.
Yep.
But so they're close, but they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, but I will say the stop they got right before halftime, Wally, that could be a pivotal play in this game down the stretch if Cuba City is able to mount a comeback in the second half. But before you say what you're going to say, maybe it's time to look at what Cuba City needs to do. What is the Millie's Diner in Dickeyville halftime fix, Wally? What do you think?
It becomes real simple. They need to pick up more offense.
Yeah.
They have the ability there. They're close. But, boy, I'll tell you what, you can't run the ball inside on these guys. You don't have the horses up front, and they got two big boys. They got over 500 pounds anchoring the middle of that line.
Yeah.
And you're not moving them.
Yeah, you mentioned Tobin. Connor Emler is 6'2", 260. Zyler Carnahan, 6'3", 215. Carter Bierman.
At 6'7", 270.
He's a road grader,
but
as I said to you.
He and Tobin are anchoring that inside. And you've got to get outside of them. And, maybe if you could just get somebody in the way of them and then get some double teams outside them. And, shoot, in the old wing T, you could do that a little bit easier than in some of the things that Cuba City has been trying to do.
Yeah.
But, hey, guys got stuff up in there.
So that's the fix.
They've just got to generate more offense.
Yep.
Simple.
All right, our Millie's Diner in Dickeyville halftime fix. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you, Wally.
Well, the only thing I'll say for Potosi-Cassville is you would like to complete a couple more passes.
Yeah.
That opens up your run game.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take another time out here on the McNett Electric Halftime Show. We'll be back to wrap it up next. The score, 21-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Back to wrap up our halftime show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Buying a mattress can seem overwhelming. How soft should you go, or how firm? How much support do you need? All great questions and all tough to figure out without the right guidance. Hi, I'm Jeremy Culbertson, and I've been building and selling mattresses with Dubuque Mattress for over 10 years, and with our guidance, we take all the stress out of mattress shopping. We guarantee you will love your Dubuque mattress, or we'll change it for you until you do.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 6.
Just about set for second half kickoff. Potosi-Cassville leading Cuba City 21-0 at halftime as we wrap up our McNett Electric halftime report. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton on the call. Wally, college football not too far off next weekend.
No, I'm looking forward to Pioneers this season. They open up against Aurora College, Aurora, Illinois. That'll be an interesting way to get started. Followed up with the University of Dubuque, and then they play Springfield College of Springfield, Massachusetts. And that'll be an interesting one then as well. The other thing I think it's interesting is you take a look, and depending on which poll you want to look at, UW Platteville in the nation is ranked number 15th in the D3 poll, And in the coaches poll, they're ranked 14th in the nation. I didn't see any of the rankings. I didn't dig deep enough because I didn't think it was time yet to look at the other WIAC schools. But I'll tell you what, with Whitewater and La Crosse and River Falls and Oshkosh, I'm sorry, I know those guys have to be ranked as well.
Yes.
Because this isn't the best D3 conference in the country for no reason.
Well, you think about the respect that Platteville is getting right off the bat, being a top 25 team.
Well, you turn around and look at it, people are saying, yeah, but they've lost. Look what they lost. They lost a quarterback and they lost an All-American receiver. And they have 4 good receivers behind them that were named. They weren't necessarily an honorable mention all conference, but they were talked about. You've got, I can go on and on. And you know what? A lot of those kids that are playing in that team are local kids.
Yeah, they are.
As is the long snapper, some guy by the name of Cop. He went to some crazy black and gold school.
Yeah. I can't think of which team that is.
It seems to me his name is Cop.
Oh, okay, all right. Cuba City, by the way, they won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will receive the ball to begin play, and definitely could use a nice drive here. Chase Breitfelder back deep. Venata to his left, Griffin to his right, and on to kickoff, it is Aaron Edge for Potosi-Cassville.
Well, they've done something right. They decided to just turn the scoreboard off. It's not doing anything anyway.
And it's a little squib kick going to be fielded by one of the up men at the 40-yard line for Cuba City. Coming up with the catch, it is number 68. That's Braden Longhenry. And
that wasn't on purpose. He kicked at it, and he just plain missed it.
So Cuba City gets good starting field position, Wally. They'll start at their own 40 here to start the third quarter, down 21-0.
And Griffin is in the backfield.
Griffin to the left here of Hudson Kieler, working out of the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. He looks to the right, throws. It's low, but I think caught. Yes, by Venata.
I don't think that was a catch, but the material, the officials called it. It is.
Quick hitter, Venata, slant catch, and picks up about 7. 2nd down and 3 coming up for Cuba City. Ball up to the 47-yard line. Cuba City directing traffic at the line here is Kieler, again working out of the shotgun. A bunch trips receiver formation to the left. Here comes a pitch outside. It's to Ethan Griffin. Bounces it outside across the 50, and he is tackled near the 45 by Frederick, but that's more than enough for a first down. Picks up close to 8 yards on that scamper.
That's one of the things that I thought they were going to probably have to do something, get a little more speed in that offensive backfield, and that's what they've done.
So 1st and 10 for Cuba City after that nice 8-yard run. Ball across midfield down to the 45 of Potosi-Cassville. The Cubans across midfield. This is a good start to the second half for Cuba City. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Kieler rolling right. Has some time. Now throws. Venata makes the grab. Is he in bounds or not?
Nope.
Not in bounds. All right. So incomplete. 2nd and 10.
They've had trouble trying to get that completed over there on the far side. I know Briggs Rundy missed 2. Had 2 of them just like that earlier.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 again from the 45 of Potosi-Cassville.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any difference. Veneta, Rundy, you got to be catch it a little quicker.
21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top. Cubans have a bunch formation to the left again. 3 receivers left. Out of the gun here, Kieler, and he's going to be sacked. Taken down in the backfield. It is a Sups.com sack by big number 74 for Potosi-Cassville. That is Carter Bierman, the 6'7", 270-pound monster. Well, you don't want to see that guy in the backfield.
Well, that's one of the things, and I remember when I had talked earlier in the year with Coach Seagar, and he said, well, one thing's for certain. we're big up front.
Yeah, no question.
And you think the biggest guy doesn't even have a uniform on.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 3rd down and 13. Back to pass is Kieler, and he is flushed from the pocket. He'll just slide and get back, I think, to the original line of scrimmage. No, maybe he's going to lose a yard or so. But just nowhere to go that time for Hudson Kieler, and now a punting situation here for Cuba City. So a promising start to this drive, Wally, but ultimately they'll have to punt it away again.
Well, all of a sudden what happened is you got some guys on Potosi's defensive line that started teeing off. And that's what put the brakes on.
Collins will punt it away for the Cubans here, lining up at his own 40. Gets the boot off. That one will bounce at the 25, inside the 10, inside the 15, and wow, it's a coffin corner kick. Wally, I think that went out of bounds at the 3. What a punt by Collins. Oh, my goodness. Carson Collins. Boy, if you can do that routinely, that's a weapon.
Well, that's not one of those routine ones because it had stopped a lot shorter there, and it just, you know how footballs roll? Nobody knows. They just roll weird, and that rolled in Cuba City's favor.
One heck of a punt by Collins, though, and that'll force Potosi-Cassville back to the shadow of their end zone as they will take over at their own 3-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Chieftains, or for Potosi-Cassville, rather. And here comes a handoff. It's a run to the right. Riversari cuts back at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and he's finally wrestled to the ground by Ethan Griffin across midfield, Wally. And they're going to spot him near the 40 of, or excuse me, near the 45 of Cuba City.
That's 51 yards.
Wow. Heck of a run by Riversar.
And the reason they got him is they had the angle on him.
46 of Cuba City now is where the ball's spotted, 1st and 10. That is a Big Iron Realty first down.
Oh, yeah. Real big, right?
Yeah, big Iron Realty first down. 1st and 10, Potosi-Cassville. And Edge going to hand it off. No, going to keep it this time, an option run. We do have a flag down behind the play here as Edge is tackled all the way down near the 20 of Cuba City. But that is coming back, Wally.
Well, I'm curious as to who they're calling it on. And they might be calling it on Riversar, but he's not the one it would be on if they did, because all he did was trip over a Cuba City player that was there and land on him. I think it's on somebody else that may have tripped up that Cuba City player.
It's a Pinks Automotive penalty. It's a hold, and so that will wipe out a huge run from the 46 down to the 20. That would have been about a 26-yard run, but take it off.
Remember what I said earlier about giving the ball on that little dive play to Riverside that won't be long, and the quarterback will just keep it. That's what just happened right there.
So that one will move it all the way back to the 44 of Potosi-Cassville, and the player has to come out of the game now. It's big number 74, Carter Bierman. Has a cut on his elbow, Wally.
And that's one of those safety things that they've done years ago, and it's the right thing to do. It protects the player and other players should there be any blood disorder. I don't anticipate there is, but.
So 1st and 20 for Potosi-Cassville back at their own 44 here. The first down sticks are at the 37 of Cuba City. 21-0, Potosi-Cassville on top. We're in the 3rd quarter.
That's about 20 yards, isn't it?
Yep. Split receivers to either side. Edge hands it off. Saar running right. Actually, no, that's Hunter White with the carry. And he is spun around and eventually thrown down after a gain of close to 4 or so.
I'm giving him 5, but you could be closer.
So that'll set up a 2nd down and 16 or so here for Potosi-Cassville.
Because I look at where they have the down marker and where the ball is, they're off.
I see a fresh jersey out there, Wally. Drew Richardson coming in from the sideline. He's going to line up as a wide receiver to the far side of the field here for Potosi-Cassville. Receivers split wide right as well. That is Frederick back to pass. It is Edge. He's aiming for Frederick deep down the field, and it's incomplete. Boy, there looked to be a little bit of contact between Frederick and the defensive back for Cuba City on the play, Wyatt Yost, but no call.
In the NFL, there is a call on that.
Yeah.
Because you try to come back to the ball, and he was impeded in trying to come back to it. I rarely see that called in high school.
Yeah. Incomplete sets up a 3rd and 16 now here for Potosi-Cassville.
So for Potosi-Cassville, this could be a big play because, again, they want to keep the ball and keep moving. They want to keep the ball.
Yeah, keep it away from Cuba.
Score slowly.
Again, split receivers, Edge under center. Saar gets it and trips right at the line, just nowhere to go. He kind of ran into the back of the man in front of him, his blocker, number 58, Hayden Radloff, and just nowhere to go.
And again, if you take a look where the ball is marked and where the down marker is, this has been you see that a lot in high school.
Yeah.
They marked it where the first official on the far side went over, but he stopped because the guy on this side is the one really marking it.
Yeah. Well, 4th down and 16, and Potosi-Cassville going to be punting this ball away as Ethan Griffin is back deep near the 20-yard line. Here comes the snap to Edge. Ooh, almost blocked. Not a good punt. It is off the side of his foot, bounces out of bounds at about the 43-yard line of Cuba City. So a fairly short punt. Looks like about an 18-yard punt is all it is. So great field position here for Cuba City.
And a lot of times you'll see this in high school ball with the punter, is if somebody's getting close to blocking it, they'll shank it.
Yeah.
And that's really what happened in that particular case.
Oh, that's a pretty good spot. They actually, they're going to put it at the 44. So good starting field position here. 3rd quarter.
And again, I look at where the ball is in relation to the down markers.
And working out of the gun, Kieler hands it off to Griffin. Cutback run to the near side. Dives through the line and squirts ahead for about 3 yards. 2nd and 7.
Good run.
Yeah, put his foot in the ground, right? Foot in the ground, just took what he could and got some positive yardage. New player comes in off the bench. That's Riley Shepard, who just checked in for Cuba City. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Again, Kieler working out of the shotgun with Ethan Griffin to his right. You know, we haven't seen much Bradley Rowe here in the second half, have we? Here comes a run to the left by Griffin. Dives ahead for another yard or 2. Wonder if Rowe is out maybe with an injury that we're unaware of. Because, again, we have not seen or called his number in this second half.
No, and I'm kind of looking around for 42, and
in fact, I see him. I see him, and he looks like he has his shoulder pads off. That is not a good sign,
I'm sorry
Wally.
to hear that.
Yeah, shoulder pads off, helmet off. He is standing on the sideline. Ugh. Oh, you hate to see that. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3rd down, about 6 for Cuba City. Back to pass. Keeler throws near side. It is too wide, intended for Chase Breitfelder. Incomplete, and that'll set up 4th down at 6.
Yeah, just out of his reach a little bit. And again, that's one of those timing type patterns, and it takes a while to get those down.
It certainly does. So Cuba City again going to be forced to punt as Carson Collins back out onto the field. Boy, he had a boomer last time. Let's see if he can get another one away.
Well, he had.
And Alex Frederick back deep.
It's a matter of you kick it where they're not. If you can, that's going to give you an advantage.
And here he goes. This time he's going to kick it to the near side of the field. This will bounce and again roll inside the 10, Wally. Down near the 7 or 8 yard line. Another killer punt by Carson Collins.
He's getting that roll that you need to have if you're kicking the ball short and away. And I'll tell you what, somebody worked with him on that. I know that. You just don't do that accidentally almost every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's called darn good job.
So Potosi-Cassville again taking over deep in their own territory here. We're in the later stages, I would assume, of the 3rd quarter. Haven't heard an official time update yet, but the ball is marked, it looks like, at about the 9 yard line. First and 10, Potosi-Cassville, edge to the line. Takes a snap. It's a pitch. Saar around the left end. Lowers the shoulder. Eventually tackled by number 0, Landon Leffelholtz. Gain of almost 5.
Yeah, I'd give him 5 on that. That was a good run.
Second and 5 coming up here for Potosi-Cassville, just shy of the 15. Once again, Drew Richardson brings in the play here for Coach Seagart's squad. Made it all the way to the state championship game last year, Wally. Heartbreaking loss, but
you know what?
heck of a season.
If they keep improving throughout the year, they're going to have a shot at that again.
Again, edge under center. Hands it off. Saar up the gut, breaks through, shakes off a few tackles, spins across the 20 up near the 25-yard line. And that is a gain of close to 10 yards. A nice run. Good hard running.
Yeah, and I would call that 10 exactly. That was just a very, very nice job, but it was also some nice blocking right at the point of attack.
Another Big Iron Realty first down for Potosi-Cassville, leading 21-0 here in the late stages of the third quarter. They have the ball first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Yes, ours over 130 yards so far, thanks to that long run.
Good hard running. Receiver to the right is Frederick. And it's a pitch outside to Hunter White. And he runs for near a first down. In fact, it looks like that's another 10-yard chunk, Wally.
You know, that's one of the things, that we knew River Saar had good speed. Hunter White's got a lot more speed than I thought he had. But we saw that in the opening kickoff.
That 93-yarder, 93-yard opening kickoff return. He turned on the Jets on that one. First and 10, another Big Iron Realty first down for Potosi-Cassville at their own 35 now. They're content just to grind this game out, leading 21-0. Edge hands it to Saar. Patient in the hole, hammers his way through. Guess what? Another 10-plus yard run, Wally. This one maybe 12 or 13.
That's the other thing you have to compliment this kid about, is the fact that he makes those kinds of moves, and he's got that patience.
And you get the feeling that at this stage, Potosi-Cassville's humongous offensive line is really starting to wear down that Cuba City front.
Oh, you know what? That's just the nature of the beast. And let's face it, those big kids, they're also strong because they're good weight room kids. The whole Potosi team is.
First and 10, up at the 46. Here comes a handoff to White around the right end. Turns on the afterburners across the 40. Tackled near the 35 of Cuba City. Another first down and another gain of close to 12.
One of the other things I think I would throw in on that was that sweep again.
Yeah.
This time they were able to kick the end out, and the other guy that's been on the outside creating a problem got trapped out there. So with that cut back inside, it gave him a lot of room.
Potosi-Cassville leading 21-0 here, third quarter. First and 10, another Big Iron Realty first down. This one down to the 36 of Cuba City.
And that's, I think, they're just running straight, pure wing tee plays here.
I'll mark it the 37, actually. Edge, and he'll give it to Saar. Dive play, and eventually they blow it dead. Gets across the 35 down to about the 34, so picks up 2, almost 3 yards.
And Braden Andrews kind of was riding his back, but he just couldn't get a hold of him enough to get him down.
Second and 7 coming up here for Potosi-Cassville. Again, grinding this one out here in the third quarter, up 21-0. One more score would pretty much put this game away.
Oh, yeah.
Edge hands it off to Saar again. Well, not much running room that time to the right. Looks like he's wrapped up by number 74. That would be Noah Thompson. And third and about 6 coming up.
Andrews assisted on that one. In a third down and
when you look at it, you've got Landon Bush at 180 pounds lined up over Oh, good. Who's over on that side? 74. Carter Bierman at 270.
100-pound difference. Here comes a handoff run to the right. It is White, and he is ripped down, but not after picking up another first down, it looks like.
And Noah Thompson was over there to help finish that one up.
Actually, I haven't seen an official signal. Maybe they'll bring the chains out. No, they are going to say it's a first down. So he gets enough for the first. Needed about 8. Got about that. And that will be another Big Iron Realty first down. Potosi-Cassville, just a methodical drive they're putting together here, Wally.
It is. And it's running just their base plays. They're not doing anything fancy here at all. It's just lining up and saying, stop us.
Under a minute to play here.
Less than a minute now is what we've got, we were just told, here in this third quarter.
And it looks like they're calling, that is a quarter.
All right, well, we're definitely less than a minute because time has expired. We'll be back with the fourth quarter, 21-0, Potosi-Cassville over Cuba City. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
The Milwaukee Brewers have partnered with GovX to offer 50% off select tickets to active duty military, veterans, first responders, government employees, and teachers at Sunday through Thursday games, courtesy of Vortex. Visit brewers.com/GovX.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
In Game 7.
It's Rob Spangler and Wally Troughton from Cuba City High School tonight. 21-0, Potosi-Cassville leading as we begin the fourth quarter, Wally.
You know, this is something, it can say about it, because in compliment to some of the things that Mark Seagar is doing with his Potosi kids, he brought the freshmen along. They're not in uniform, other than having a shirt on, but they're having them doing duties on the sideline, bringing water, rubbing off the football, or just doing stuff like that. Getting them out here.
And here we go, 1st and 10. Rolling out is Edge, has plenty of space, throws over the middle, and it's caught. A nice open field tackle, 0-on-0. Landon Leffelholtz makes a tackle on Ben Infield, both wearing 0 as their number. And great catch, great tackle, but a 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville will take it down to the 11 of Cuba City. So just outside, or just inside the Bitech green zone, just outside a 1st and goal to go situation for Potosi-Cassville.
That was a case where he could have ran the ball, but this was the right decision.
And Edge under center, hands it off. This is to White around the left end, following his blockers. And he is tackled inside the 5, near the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. And looks like we maybe have an injured player here. Oh, just a cramp, actually, for Cuba City.
And that's a 6-yard run and for White.
So
but again, it was a good sweep to this near side, and the blockers were where they needed to be. And some of that is the fact that some of these guys that in a line that haven't played much in the line for Potosi are learning, this is where I have to be.
Looks like they're working on, trying to get that cramp out of the Cuba City player on the ground. Can't quite see the number, but not an injury, just like I said, looks like they're just trying to work out a cramp, Wally.
Oh, and you know what? Those things hurt so much.
Yeah, not pleasant. No. Hydration, right? You got to stay hydrated. That's what gets rid of those darn cramps.
And I remember
it was number 67, Braden Soppy, who's back up on his feet. So that's good to see.
And again, I remember about 1,000,000 years ago when my high school coach said, "Quit drinking soft drinks."
Right.
He blamed it all on the sugar and carbonation.
Yep, water. You need water.
Well, that's all they had then. Until somebody down at Florida decided, there's this mix we should try.
Yeah.
Hence Gatorade.
Receivers split wide right, edge under center. Second down from inside the 5, and a handoff to Saar, and he lowers his shoulder. Is he in? Yes, touchdown. It's a Northland Buildings touchdown. River Saar scores from 4 yards out. And now it's 27-0. 27-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City, and we're in the fourth quarter. This one definitely getting away from the Cuba City Cubans at this point.
Oh, yeah. It's, well, it actually got away from them in that second quarter.
Yeah.
Is really where that really happened.
So
And
Potosi,
their offense has improved, but not enough.
that was an impressive drive, Wally. 11 plays, and they started at their own 9-yard line. Here comes the extra point, and that is not going to be any good. The Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point, no good. It's 27-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. We'll be back after this timeout here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 8.
Whether you are an athlete with a sports-related injury or a weekend warrior with a strain or sprain, you can count on Grant Regional Health Center's rehab team to be there for you. Our rehab experts have the knowledge and experience to create an individualized care plan to help you get back to better health. From physical or occupational therapy, speech therapy, or cardiopulmonary rehab, we are with you every step of the way. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Hi, this is Sue Rydell from the Bell Tower Theater, inviting you to the new comedy, The Kitchen Witches, when two cable access cooking show hostesses who have hated each other for 30 years are put together on the same show. The insults are flung harder than the food, and it's a rating smash. Can their producer keep them from destroying each other and the show? Don't miss The Kitchen Witches, August 8th to the 24th. Tickets are just $26. Call 588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
In game 8.
Welcome back to Cuba City High School. It is 27-0. Potosi-Cassville on top of the host Cubans. I'm Rob Spangler, joined by Wally Troughton here on Super Hits 106 and also the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We appreciate you tuning in. Also, a reminder, next week, volleyball season kicks off, Wally, or doesn't, I guess, kick off. It would serve. It would serve off.
They're serving this season.
That's right.
Volleyball.
So we'll have our first volleyball match, Lancaster at River Ridge, next Tuesday night. That'll be over on 97.7 Country and YouTube. Here comes the ensuing kickoff. Venata from his 15 takes it up to the 20, spins near the 40, and then is escorted out of bounds across the 40-yard line. That's a nice return by Trevor Venata.
You know, one of the things they're going to do, when they get the movies on this, they're going to be picking on Reed Weber because he ended up having his back to the receiver looking, who's got the ball and where is he? Yeah, it happens.
Trying to see where they're going to spot this thing.
Looks like at about the 42.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. So 42 here in the fourth quarter. Cuba City, well, the Cubans just trying to get something positive going, Wally.
Well, that's what you need for right now. You need offense. Show them it's there.
Bunch formation to the left. Kieler out of the shotgun. Throws near side. It is, oh boy, dropped in and out of the hands of Trevor Venata.
Well, it is. You know, you never like seeing the ball go between a player's elbows.
Yeah. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. As I was mentioning volleyball, I knew volleyball was coming up because my daughter Reagan has her first volleyball scrimmage tomorrow. So they're getting ready for the season.
My granddaughter chose not to play volleyball. She decided to get in the pool and swim.
Oh, okay.
Hey, well, she's a freshman. She's got to learn. As long as she doesn't drown.
Yeah. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here comes a quick swing pass to the left. It's caught. And coming up with the grab, I believe. Actually, let's see who that was. That was number 14, I think, right?
That's
yeah, Briggs Rundy. Yeah, tight end for the Cubans. Picks up close to 3 yards on that reception.
Well, it was a good job of going up and grabbing the ball, but he paid for it.
Yeah, we'll say close to 4. 3rd and 6 coming up. Long 6.
Big play for Cuba City right here. They need to get themselves at least 6 yards, get that first down.
Two receivers to either side. Shotgun for Hudson Kieler. It's a pretty junior-laden team for Cuba City. Kieler rolls right. Coxon fires downfield. Venata's there, but he overshoots him. Rivers Saar in trail coverage was beat, but again, the throw just out of the reach of Trevor Venata.
That's frustrating because, it's one of the reasons why I love it if you can have the time and the kids learning timing patterns, because when they learn that and get so they can do that, they don't have to look for the ball. And he was forced to, because he wasn't sure when the ball was coming, he ended up turning back looking, and that slows you down.
Incomplete sets up 4th down and along 6. And Cuba City going to go for it here, Walt.
They've got to.
Ball at the 45, working out of the gun. Keeler. Throw to the left. It's caught, and that should be a first down. Right at the first down sticks. Caught by Venata, and that should, they haven't officially ruled anything, but I think he's got it.
Well, I think so, too.
Yeah, they do. So it will be a Big Iron Realty first down, and, that one feels good if you're Cuba City.
That's the first catch I have down for Venata in the 4 tries. And one of them he could have made it before, I think could have. A couple others were, oops, not quite.
So 1st and 10, this is across midfield now for Cuba City at the 49 of Potosi-Cassville, trailing 27-0. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Keeler back to pass, going to fade it down the far sideline for Carson Collins, but it's incomplete. And brings up 2nd and 10.
He wasn't necessarily in a good position to be able to catch the ball, but that was partly because of the defender.
Yeah, good defensive position that time. And an incomplete pass here for Cuba City.
Yeah, he would have had to have run over the defensive player to make the catch. And they call penalties on that.
Oftentimes they do.
Now, there's been times we've seen that they haven't, but
Bunch formation to the right. Here comes a pitch to Ethan Griffin. He cuts it outside, cuts it back. He's across the 45 and then roped down at about the 41 or 42-yard line. That was a nice little scamper by Griffin.
Yeah, and that's 8 yards. 7 yards.
A nice pickup. And that'll set up 3rd and 3 here for Cuba City.
See, and that's one of the things that I like about Griffin in the backfield is, I'm sorry to see Bradley Rowe on the sideline with his shoulder pads off, but the big thing is Griffin brings another dimension with a lot more speed. Brady Rowe, he brings some power.
Yeah, a little thunder to the Lightning. 3rd down and 3 here for Cuba City. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Griffin. He is hit in the backfield and thrown down. A well-timed blitz by linebacker Logan Roush absolutely blew up the play, Wally.
Yeah, that was really a good job on his part, breaking through and making that play.
Loss of at least a yard, if not 2. 4th down and 5 coming up. So again, I would expect Cuba to go for it.
Well, they are going for it. I mean, again, they have to. They did earlier, so why not now?
2 receivers right, 1 left. Again, shotgun here for Kieler. Takes the snap. Throws to the left, and it's caught. Venata, but
yes, he's got it. It should
be. Are they
going to
give it to him?
I think he's got it.
Eyeballing it, I thought he was just shy, but it really does depend on the spot here. And they're going to say it's a first down. All right, it's a Big Iron Realty first down. That's another big one.
All of a sudden, Trevor's there.
So Talon Venata hauls in another catch. I guess if you're Cuba City, that is good to finally seeing some completions, right?
Well, exactly. And I don't care what it is or all of that. You're finding some things that are working. You're getting some success against a good team.
Against a very good team, we would imagine. Back to pass Kieler. Coxon fires deep downfield for Venata. Just outshot him again, Wally. He is just off on those deep shots. And Venata, again, had a step on the defender, but just slightly overthrown.
It's a matter of where are you throwing the ball versus where will the runner be. And the runner was further inside, and the ball went to outside of him, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And the Truebuck scoreboard, I got a score update. Belleville now leads Lancaster 26-22 in the third quarter.
Ooh, that's a thriller.
And it's near the end of the quarter.
I saw Platteville and Darlington were fairly close at last score we saw. Yeah, 35-20 actually. All right, so Darlington, still a pretty sizable lead. Here comes a screen pass to Ethan Griffin and a great tackle in the secondary, I believe by Edge, who came up and knifed him down.
And again, that's one of the things. It's the idea of being able to make a nice play. And there it was.
Picks up a couple on that one. That'll set up 3rd down and 8 here down at the 37 of Potosi-Cassville. Once again, probably 2-down territory here for Cuba City as they're just trying to keep the drive alive and maybe come away with some points down 27-0 here in the 4th. And from the shotgun, Kieler throwing downfield, overshoots his man again, Chase Breitfelder.
He's close. And you know what? I'd like to think that as the season goes on, he's not going to be close anymore. He's going to be spot on. I see that coming because they're that close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's always different against an opponent, especially a good opponent. It's not the same.
Incomplete pass sets up 4th down and 8 for Cuba City here. We're in the 4th quarter, deep in the 4th. We have a whistle. What do we have?
Timeout.
Timeout, Cuba City.
Timeout taken by the Cubans here. And we'll keep it here. We want to thank some of our fine sponsors. 27-0, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. Our game brought to you by Havy's Bar in Tennyson, proudly supporting the Potosi-Cassville football team. Looks like we have 6.5 minutes left in this game. We just got a time update. Again, 27-0 to score. Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. The team at Havy's Bar, though, they wish all area student athletes good luck and success this year. Havy's, where good times and good friends come together after the game.
What is the score on the shoebox scoreboard?
Yes.
Hillsboro. Oh, now where did it go? I lost it. Darn phones.
Yeah, what's going on?
All of a sudden it jumped away. Hillsboro at halftime led Boscobel 35-0.
Wow.
Say wow, but a year ago they were beating them worse than that.
We want to thank our sponsors, Mark, Trish, and Casey Thompson. Thompson's IGA. Here comes a pass play as we get back to action. No, Hudson Kieler going to keep it and run. He spins across the 30, and Wally, he may have another Big Iron Realty first down.
He's got one. No doubt.
He's got one, absolutely. So there you go. Needed 8 yards. He scampered for exactly 8 yards. And Cuba City keeps the drive alive. That's 3 4th down conversions on this drive.
And good for them. You know, again, I don't care if you're doing it on 3rd down or whatever. You're getting first downs. That's what you want to be doing here.
So Cuba City keeps their drive alive. They are not quite to the Bitech green zone, but they're getting there inside the 30. Down at the 28. Pistol formation here with Griffin right behind Kieler, and he'll get a pitch and run around the left end and cuts it back. And wow, nice hard run. Almost met head-to-head or shoulder-to-shoulder with Logan Roush in the secondary, and he picks up close to 7 yards.
But you know what? That was an excellent tackle over there because their tackle was the kind that's going to stop your yardage right where it was.
Yeah, no doubt. And Logan Roush has been he's been one of those under-the-radar impressive players here for Potosi-Cassville tonight.
Defensively, he's been really top.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Shotgun for Kieler. Rolls left, throws left, too wide. Incomplete.
A little high, and that's
intended for Breitfelder.
It wouldn't have gained a lot of yardage on it,
but
it would have been a gain, and that's most important.
Stops the clock, sets up 3rd and 3 coming up here for Cuba City.
Yeah, it's a long 3, a short 4.
Yep, just inside the 25, ball down at about the 23-yard line. So just outside the Bitech green zone. Can they get another first down, a Big Iron Realty first down, Wally, and get into the green zone for the first time tonight?
Carson Collins out here on the near side.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Keeler throws to Banana. It is caught inside the 20, and yes, guess what? Another Big Iron Realty first down, Wally.
Yeah, that's a nice job, nice pass, nice catch.
That is the 14th play of this drive, believe it or not, Wally.
Down at about the 22-yard line of Potosi-Cassville. The first down and 10 Cubans.
But then again, I'm going to say one thing, and that is Potosi-Cassville is playing a little more off than they were before.
Right.
They backed off a little bit. So.
Yep, absolutely. You know, when you're up 27-0, you can do that. First and 10, Cuba City down inside the 20, inside the Bitech green zone, down at the 17-yard line, working out of the gun. Kieler. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, pump fakes, fires to the right, way over the head of the intended receiver. That was Carter Rundy.
I think that was a good decision to
throw away.
Like that, yes.
Yeah.
Because there was no chance you were going anywhere. You weren't going to run the ball.
No.
And no one else was over there anywhere close to being open.
17-yard line.
Let's see if Cuba City can at least get on the scoreboard, right?
I'd agree. Well, it's going to.
Well, okay, technically not on the scoreboard.
Well, all right, on the score sheet.
On the score sheet, right. Since the scoreboard isn't working tonight.
And I feel bad for everybody down here because that son of a gun, those guys work so hard on it.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Kieler out of the gun, rolls left, throws, catch made by Veneta, stiff arms a man, still on his feet, and he's got a first down, and he dives inside the 10-yard line, Wally. That'll set up a first and goal, another Big Iron Realty first down.
No, you know what? He's saying it's not a first down.
What?
Actually, it's not
first
down. It'll be third down.
That official on the far side marks the ball the same every time. So I'm going to say that, and that's consistency, what we want. But he always marks it by the feet.
Oh, all right.
So it's 9.
Okay, all right. Scratch that. Not a Big Iron Realty first down. It is inside the 10, but not a first down. So it's at the 9. They need another yard to get out of Big Iron Realty first down. They'd rather get a touchdown, Wally.
Oh, you know what.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Hudson Kieler out of the shotgun, rolling to the right. Throws incomplete, intended for Venata. He was double covered on that play.
Well, I would at this point because he's been the primary target most of the time here.
Yeah, it looks like he's really, building kind of that camaraderie with his quarterback right now, doesn't it?
Well, now you're down at 4th down.
Yeah, fourth and a yard. You don't have to pass it here, but we'll see what Cuba City does.
More of a running formation for Cuba City right here.
Yeah. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. And they will hand it off to Ethan Griffin running right, and I think he's got it. Yes,
he does.
He's got a Big Iron Realty first down, gets down near the 5-yard line, which should set up a first and goal for Cuba City.
And it's only 5 to go, and you're on the score sheet.
Well, not yet, but
That's
almost.
why I said only 5 to go.
Right. Yeah, this will lift the spirits of those Cubans if they can punch it in. Again, 3 receivers left this time, 1 to the right. Kieler pitches to Ethan Griffin. Cutback run. Dives inside the 5, but not much beyond that. And there is an injured player on the field for Cuba City. I believe it's Breitfelder.
I'm hoping it's another cramp.
Yeah, they'll attend to him. While they do that, we'll take another timeout. Our score, 27-0, but Cuba City threatening inside the 5. They have a second and goal from the 4 right after this here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
When it's back to school time, it's time to get to the Shoebox in Black Earth. A huge selection of footwear for the kids and yourself is what you'll find. Check out the bargain box next door for great savings too. Back to school is in full swing at the Shoebox in Black Earth. Service like it ought to be.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
Krantz Hardware Do-It-Best's new location is now open in Fenimore at 280 Lincoln Avenue. Your full-service hardware store offers even more, from Milwaukee and DeWalt tools to Valspar paint, plumbing, housewares, key cutting, and more. Lawn and garden covered.
336
Electrical
left.
and fasteners, absolutely. Come see Krantz Hardware Do-It-Best at their new location. The new Krantz Hardware Do-It-Best. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, Saturday 8 to 4, and Sunday 10 to 2. In Game 9.
Welcome back to Cuba City High School. 27-0 the score. Just over 3.5 minutes left. 3:36 to play here in the fourth quarter, Wally. And Cuba City trying to punch it in and get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. They're inside the 5 at the 4 with a second down and goal to go.
I'm anticipating that they'll get in. I'm looking to see what we're up front here for Cuba City, and I see that they've got. It's not as many of the big guys out there now.
Now, if you're Potosi-Cassville, we haven't talked about this, but boy, you want to stop them here, don't you? I mean, you want to keep the shutout. Here comes a throw, and it's caught. It's Banana for a touchdown. Forget about it. No shutout tonight, Wally. That is a touchdown, a Northland Buildings touchdown, a 5-yard dart from Kieler to Banana in the back of the end zone.
Well done, really.
And that one's got to feel good if you're Cuba City.
Oh, it has to.
Here comes Landon Bush to kick the extra point with Banana to hold. See if we can get a point and flush.
On the field. And that might have been, because I think Breitenfeller was on that before, and he was out with a slight injury.
So we'll see if we can get a point and flush Sportsman's Club extra point, but we cannot. This one a low knuckleball into the line, and no good on the extra point. So the score is 27-6, Potosi-Cassville on top of Cuba City. We'll take another timeout and wrap up this game after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
In Game 10.
What should be kicking off for the Cubans?
A 16-play, 68-yard drive, Wally. The Cuba City Cubans finally get on the board. They now trail 27-6, but that one's got to feel good if you're a Cuba City fan or player.
It does. I mean, you have to. You've just had to get to this point.
Here comes a squib, and that's going to be fielded by Edge down at about the 38 or 39-yard line for Potosi-Cassville. So they'll take over there with, I think, under 3 minutes remaining. We don't know the exact amount of time, but I know the last couple plays we had before the touchdown, we were down around 3:36 left in the game. So not a whole lot of time left in this one.
No, and I'm just letting the other guys around the system know the score.
So looks like the ball at the 39, 1st and 10 for Potosi-Cassville.
And just see what they're going to do different people out there. And we do have, and they're lining up tight.
Yep, Edge under center. Hands it off. Run up the gut. Not much daylight there. Looks like a new running back in, though. I think it's number 34. That would be Sam Infield.
Correct. Carry that time. Maybe a gain of a yard.
So infield carries it, picks up about a yard on that one is all.
And we're also looking, some of the linemen are the same.
Bringing in the play, it's Logan Roush. Again, he's had a good game here. One of the seniors for this Potosi-Cassville squad. 2nd down and 9. In that wing T set. And a handoff. It's going to be a run around the left end here by White. Shakes a tackle and then gets ripped down from behind by number 50. And coming in to make the stop, it was Clayton Doherty. But it was enough for a first down. It is a Big Iron Realty first down.
Well, it looked like he was easing up for it. You were wondering why was he easing up, but he was hoping the guy would run across in front of him, and he didn't. I mean, he was able to make the tackle right at that spot.
Well, River Sar's coming back in maybe to tote the rock. Ball right at midfield now. 27-6, Potosi-Cassville with the lead, and just trying to milk as much clock as they can to get out of here with the W, Wally.
And they're sitting there waiting for the back judge to start counting down.
And there he puts his hand up. And here comes a run by Sar up the gut.
Sar with the run that time.
Picks up about 3. Roped down by number 35. That is Jackson Dressler.
Gain of about 4 on the play. We're in the 2nd down and 6 yard. The ball plays
2nd and 6 coming up.
That's his 24th carry.
Good night's work for Mr. Sar.
Unofficially, I have him at 157.
Not bad, not bad.
I'd say that would probably get you votes for being the player of the game.
Certainly in the conversation, isn't he?
Yeah, you would think.
2nd down and 6. Potosi-Cassville up 27-6, just salting the game away, trying to melt this clock down. 2nd and 6. Here comes a handoff to White, and he is taken down by Briggs Rundy.
Couple of yards.
Picks up a few more, sets up a 3rd down and about 4 here.
Third down and a long 4 yards to go. Ball placed at the 40, just outside the 44-yard line.
Looks like the ball at the 45 of Cuba City.
I would say that we're dealing with time in the game that is not quite time enough. You're going to start giving the ball carrier to a few other people and, more mass substitutions.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite to kneel down time yet, but we're getting there.
Well, Mark, I think, is looking. He said, I'd like to know the time so I can do some subbing.
Yeah, Mark just took off his headsets, so. And we
kneel.
will have a kneel down.
Down that time.
And is that it?
I think so.
Yeah. That is going to run the clock out, and the final score is going to be 27-6, Potosi-Cassville over Cuba City. Well, we'll be back with our post-game show coming up next. Of course, we have a new sponsor, the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show. And we'll get to that after this break. Final score, 27-6, Potosi-Cassville over Cuba City here on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 4 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
A fraction of a raindrop 3 grains of salt. At up to 100 times more potent than morphine, the tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Andrea Delzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old. If I had one message for the general public, it would be relax. Some folks get really flustered around disabled people, so they just pretend we're not there. I've actually had waiters talk to my companion and completely ignore me. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
You want to give your baby everything, so start with a safe sleep area. Babies younger than 1 should always be placed to sleep on their backs on a firm and flat surface like a safety-approved crib. And keep blankets, pillows, and other soft or loose items out of the crib when the baby is in it. Learn more about safe sleep for babies at safetoSleep.nichd.nih.gov. Sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
And welcome back to Cuba City High School. Friday Night Lights, Week 1 is in the books, Wally, and the Potosi-Cassville squad, a team that made it all the way to state last year at Camp Randall in Madison. Boy, a emphatic Week 1 win, 27-6 over host Cuba City.
You know, they started right away with the opening kickoff and never took their foot off the gas.
No. No question.
But see, what they have, and they made good use of, good size up front. And it really shut Cuba City's inside running game totally down defensively. And yet it gave Riversar and really a couple of other guys the opportunity to gain some yardage rushing the football. And then they started going outside because you're trying to make up for that with the big guys inside, and you can't.
No, absolutely. Well, let's take a look inside the numbers in this one, Wally, if you are ready for that.
Oh, we can go with that right away. And we'll start with Potosi. Aaron Itch didn't carry the ball much. Like, would you believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, counting taking a knee 5 times.
Wow.
He got a yard. 2 plays in there. Well, he had sacks in there, and that's what a sack in there that took him down. Riverside was busy tonight. 24 carries, 157 yards.
Outstanding.
Outstanding night for him. Logan Roush didn't carry the ball much on offense. He was felt more on defense. But he carried the ball twice and he got 5 yards. Hunter White, maybe it's because he was tired after the opening kickoff, but,
Right.
but he only had 12 other carries, but he still had 64 yards.
Yeah.
So that's still
not a bad night.
No,
not
that's
a bad
not a bad night. Sam Infield got a chance to carry the ball and he got a couple of yards. That's 45 rushing plays for 230 yards. So you know that those guys up front are doing the job if you're able to get yourself 230 yards.
Yes, especially on a quality opponent like Cuba City right out of the gate.
One of the things that I think for Cuba City or for Potosi-Cassville to try to get back at that level again for this next year, they need to pick it up with a few more things throwing the football. Because Aaron Edge put the ball up 10 times and only completed 4. You need to do better than 40%. But he still had 76 yards.
Yes.
Because you got a couple of those that were pretty good yardage, like, there one is the one right here at the very end of the game to Ben Enfield. And just you needed more of that.
Yes.
But Ben Enfield is the leading receiver. He had 2 carries for a total, or 2 receptions for a total of 29 yards. So good for him. That's a total of 55 offensive plays for 306 yards. Cuba City, and this is where they have to build on it, but again, against this tough, big defense, it was a tough place to start. Hudson Kieler did carry the ball 7 times. Unfortunately, there was some sacks involved there for him as well, but he ended up with positive 3 yards. Ethan Griffin came in the second half more carrying the ball, and he had 11 carries for 30 yards. And I think his speed is what helped him with that. Bradley Rowe in the first half had 6 carries for just 14 yards. And he ended up, we don't know in what kind of an injury he may be dealing with. He had his shoulder pads off is all we know. But there was 24 rushing plays for just 47 yards. You need to generate more than 47 yards rushing the football. Throwing the football, Hudson Kieler, shows that they have confidence in his ability to throw. It's got to be a little more accurate, but he was so close on some. But he ended up putting the ball up 27 times, completing 8 for a total of 63 yards, but he had an interception. But that's a total of 51 plays. Quite a few plays, really, considering the amount of yards, but only 110 yards is what you ended up with for Cuba City. Leading receiver, again, comes right back, and again, it's Trevor Vanetta, and that's thanks to a couple of them there. Carson Collins was actually only 2 yards behind him, but he only caught 1 pass.
Right.
So.
And, of course, the lone touchdown, a 5-yard reception by Vanetta for Cuba City. All right. Well, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up. We've got our most valuable player that we have to award. Also, our drive of the game, Tricord Turning Point, and Scrapper of the game. So all of those coming up next. Our final, though, 27-6. The Potosi-Cassville squad knocks off Cuba City to start week 1 of the 2025 high school football season here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 1 minute.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America. 200 food banks strong.
Postgame 1 minute.
And welcome back to our Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show. Rob Spangler, Wally Trout in our final tonight, 27-6. Potosi-Cassville knocks off Cuba City to start week 1 of the season. Wally, time to get into our award ceremonies, and we'll start with most valuable player. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Who's your MVP tonight, Wally?
You know, if you turn around and just take a look at statistics, you would probably jump up and say, well, Riverside, you got to do that because he had 157 yards and 24 carries. But you know why he got that much?
Why?
Because of an offensive line that got off the ball and hit people.
Yes.
I'm going to give the whole offensive line the player of the game because they controlled it.
You know, especially in the later stages of this game, Wally, in that second half, they just imposed their will, didn't they?
Did.
Yeah.
And the only time they didn't is when all of a sudden they started running a little wider, which meant that those guys up front weren't going to do quite as much because those big 270-pounders aren't going to get out there quite as quick.
All right, let's move on to Drive of the Game, presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack, you always get more from less. And before you start, Wally, let me start on this one because I'm going to throw – do we match? Is it Cuba City's final scoring drive? 16 plays, Wally. They march down the field and punch it in. And I know at the end it didn't impact the outcome of this game. It wasn't in doubt. But that 16-play drive to me, despite being down 27-0 at the time, to march from your own, they started at their own 42 and marched down the field, 16 plays, cap it off with a 5-yard touchdown reception to Trevor Venata. It's not only a feel-good for Cuba City, but, you know, moving forward past this game, you aren't necessarily going to be playing teams like Potosi-Cassville every week. So this, to me, that was a huge drive, especially for Cuba moving forward. But that's my pick for drive of the game. What are your thoughts?
It's hard to say no to somebody that takes the ball on the 9-yard line and drives the ball the entire length of the field. And it wasn't as fast as some of the other scores, but they still did it.
Yes.
And
did I mention 3 fourth-down conversions on that drive?
Well, I know, but I'm still saying that's one of the things that, 91 yards, I don't remember how many plays it was, and it doesn't make any difference. The fact is, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that was 11 plays. So, I mean, again, a nice drive, a dominant drive is what that one was. They had multiple chunk running plays of 11, 10, 13, 12 yards, a crack. And when you get that kind of production, and that was the stage of the game when that offensive line was taking over and just basically plowing through the Cuba City front.
And Riverside had his share of 3 yards in a cloud of dust on that drive as well.
Yes. All right, so we're disagreeing on drive of the game, or we've each got our own drive?
We each have our own drive, I think, in this case, because I'm not going to disagree that Cuba City drive at the end was not a good deal, because it was.
Yeah. All right, Tricor turning point of the game. It's brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. I'm not going to say the opening kickoff, the 93-yard kick return was the turning point, but we have to mention it at least on the postgame show because, dang, that was electrifying to start the football season as I had a coughing fit in the Ayers Furniture broadcast.
Well, I can see why you would have gotten caught in a cough on that one. But, it's something, again, you have to mention just because of the sheer effort that he put in to break about 3 or 4 tackles early in that run. So, I mean, again, you have to give a lot of credit to that, but we can't do that as a turning point.
No.
You just can't.
No. Anything jump to mind for you about turning point? Because I go back to there were 2 turnovers in the first half, and maybe the second one, the interception, the sliding interception by Edge. There was the forced fumble on Griffin. That was the other turnover. Which would have been a first down run if you remember. Ethan Griffin would have gotten a first down on a run play, but fumbled the ball, and then Potosi-Cassville took over, and then Potosi-Cassville went down and scored. So
I'm not going to disagree with any part of that. That interception led to the third score.
Yes.
And that's what, and I usually say in a game like this, it's the third score that says, it's pretty well done.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going to go back to Riversar and that 7-yard run to cap off after
the interception. Okay. All right. We'll go with that for our Tricor Turning Point. Brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. One more award, and that would be Scrapper of the Game, Wally. You're pointing at something?
I'm pointing at one person who defensively we kept talking about.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And again, that's on the Potosi-Cassville side, and that was Logan Roush.
Yep.
Boy, he made a lot of plays.
He was flying around the ball, wasn't he? Just
really
flying
was.
around.
And if he didn't make the tackle, he would have made the tackle, right?
And, you
because
know,
he was there.
you look at this roster, Wally, and I was talking with Mark Seagar on the pregame show about how his team is comprised. It's a junior-dominated team. This is not a senior-dominated team. It's a junior-dominated team. And one of the lone seniors is Logan Roush. Right. He is a senior, and boy, he played like a senior tonight, didn't he?
And yes, he did. And let's face it, sometimes guys who play really well on defense are not the ones that get the reward. You give the reward to the guy that was flashy.
Yes.
That's who usually people notice and they think about. But the guys that get down and dirty, and that's what he did in this game on defense.
Yep.
I could mention a few other guys that I thought were kind of got themselves down and dirty a little bit in this game as well. And some of them are on the Cuba City side. I thought that there was some good things happening there with a few kids. And this is going back to last year. I still like Ethan Griffin. I really like him as a ball player.
Frankie Welp flashed a few times. Yep. Landon Leffelholtz from the corner slot made some nice tackles out there. There were, and Michael Terpstra, I think he had quite a few tackles early in the game. So, yeah, there were some good players from Cuba City, but hard to go against Logan Roush of Potosi-Cassville for the Scrapper of the Game. That's brought to you by West End Salvage. The Scrapper of the Game, the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. Well, that's about it for us tonight, Wally. Time to wrap up, but next week we will be following Cuba City up in Lancaster. That'll be over on our sister station, 97.7 Country, and also on YouTube. Platteville is over in Mineral Point. That'll be on the X, Extreme 107.1, and also YouTube. And then Fenimore is at River Ridge, and we'll have that game on right here on Super Hits 106 on our Queen Bee Radio YouTube channel. I don't know what assignment you have.
I think I'm over at River Ridge, if I remember right.
So you'll be heading to River Ridge.
And I always look forward to what's going to happen with Ridge.
Ridge, very good team last year in the Six Rivers. Obviously, Potosi was cream of the crop, but Potosi-Cassville, I should mention, but and Blackhawk Warren was right there too. But Ridge wasn't far behind, were they?
No, they really weren't far behind. And I'll tell you what, Wade has had to play good football over there for a while now, and I don't see that changing. But I'm going to go back something else and why I always have this soft spot for Ridge. The former coach at Bloomington was one of my buddies from the big city of Mabel, Minnesota.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, Usgard was a pretty awesome dude. And
he was.
He was more.
I actually got to call a game with him.
Well, what was always fun for me is the fact that he had two brothers that were in high school when I was in high school, and Mabel had some outstanding football teams.
Yes.
And you know what? Each year they lost one game to my high school. So I always told Davis, or I told his brother is Davis, one of them, and Jerry, but I always told Jerry, Mabel never could beat Harmony.
Good stuff.
So I kind of have my thing for River Ridge because of that kind of combination.
Well, we'll see the Timberwolves and the Fenimore Golden Eagles, and Wally will be up there with, I believe, R.J. Osterhaus calling that game.
I'm going to throw one other thing. So anyone at Potosi-Cassville, if you're wondering about a nickname or something like that, we're not going to say it on the air.
New nickname.
But we have one that I think both places would like.
Yeah.
And it's different.
Yeah, I like it.
Totally different. Hey, we like it, and the drawing, or even if it was lifelike, could be scary.
Absolutely.
Let's find out if they want to ask us.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. That'll wrap it up for us tonight. Final score one last time, 27-6, Potosi-Cassville over Cuba City here on Friday Night Lights on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. You take care. Have a great rest of your Friday night and a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday.